Let's get the multi-stream started in here. Let's get the multi-stream started and That's what the song was actually about. Did you know that? That's what the original lyrics were, but they had to change it because that wasn't a thing in 2003, whenever that song first came out. Been a minute. It's been a minute, man. Goes to show how old I am. Old. What's up, Aleph? Someone. Oh, geez. I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful. Right. Goose. Yeah. Exactly. Oh man, that's awful. A lot of the audience was, well, yeah. No, I mean that does track, unfortunately. No, I'm really sorry you guys had to deal with that. That sounds miserable. Last time was 3 years ago during a fish show. Man, what is it then about like jam bands with that as a happening with their shows? Because you think jam bands like Fish and presumably Goose, you think about like just smoking some weed and just kind of vibing. Not, I mean, maybe it was someone like I don't know if got fucking hopped up on mushrooms and thought Satan was chasing him and had to like sprint off the balcony. Who fucking knows? But yeah, no, you would imagine it's probably generally more chill experience. So I'm really sorry to hear that, man. That's awful. It's awful for everyone involved, for the employees that had to deal with it, for the guy and his family, the people he was with. Oh boy, miserable. Funny. I'm actually wearing a Dream Theater shirt. And I don't listen to them as much or like as avidly. They used to be like one of my favorite bands. Like back when I was in college, I was a huge Dream Theater fan. And I still keep up with them, but like I said, I not like as like obsessively at least. And for a long time, they wouldn't come to St. Louis during their tours, and always bummed me out because they would go to Chicago. Maybe every once in a while, maybe Kansas City, Missouri, but they generally avoided St. Louis. And for the longest time, I always wondered why. And then at some point I read that the last time they were in St. Louis, which was in like 98 or something like that, or 99, sometime way long ago, they were playing at my favorite venue here in St. Louis. They were playing at the Pageant. And what they used to do at the end of each show is that the drummer would remove the snare head and fling it like a frisbee to the audience. As just like, some drummers will toss a couple drumsticks, guitarists might toss a guitar pick, that kind of thing. So he would fling the snare head, not the snare drum, like ka-chunk, but just the head that he was drumming upon. So, like the skin, basically the skin of the snare that you're like tapping against when you're playing drums. So he flings it like a frisbee, weighs nothing, obviously. And they don't do that anymore. And it was because of the St. Louis show where there was a dude in the balcony, or I guess in this particular instance, he must have flung it and it must have gone up really high. There was a dude in the balcony that reached down to try to grab it and slipped and fucking fell and didn't die, but got pretty badly injured. And it really rattled the band. I don't think anybody like had put any blame on them. It's not like they were like, oh, how dare you do that? It was, but I think it like really messed up the band. So I think for a while they were like, oh man, like we have a weird memory with this place. And yeah, they don't do the snare head anything anymore. But the good news is that they did come back to St. Louis starting in like 2018, 2017, 2018, somewhere. No, I think it was even sooner than that. I want to say like 2016 maybe. And they've been back a couple times since. So that is, they've kind of shook that off now, which is good because yeah, I think that was the thing that was kind of disturbing for them. Yeah, really disturbed them. So you saw the what? Oh god, that's miserable. Just awful. Yeah, awful for everybody, man. That's so sad. Yeah, well, it's supposed to be a fun night, right? Go out to the show, get some drinks, hang out with some friends. Sounds so nice. And then it all just goes to fuck, man. That's just awful. Awful for everybody. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Aleph, that it was such a crappy night for you, man. Hopefully it was a good night otherwise. Hopefully it was good up until that happened. But no, it's good to see you guys. And Multistream is indeed running. We are all set. There we go, man. Indiana Fair's stage collapse. Was that something that happened recently, Farside? Because, yeah, I know that kind of thing happens every once in a while where, some stage is poorly put together or there's like too many people and the fire marshal wasn't involved, with the decision making, that kind of thing. I know it happens every so often. And sometimes it can be really miserable and like really fucked. 2011, okay, yeah. It's like, I know that kind of thing can be really scary. I'm almost afraid to ask Farside, was this particular one was it like a real bad one? Because history is littered with those kinds of moments where structural engineering and civil engineering looks back at it and goes, yeah, we fucked up on that one, boys. Or we're not we fucked up, but like we didn't know what we knew now, so 7, ooh, yeah, that's awful. That's awful. You know, I mentioned Kansas City. I think it was Kansas City that had the mezzanine collapse that was like that. Now that was one where it was some building. I don't know. It's like some corporate building or something like that, but it would host events, and there was one particular party where there was way too many people, and there was this like multi-tier walkway that was very poorly secured, and like I think the whole structure collapsed. So it wasn't just like one of the walkways, but like all two or three of them collapsed. And you're talking like layers of people getting squished. It was just a fucking massacre. Just awful. And what's worse is that normally the term you use for this is a post-mortem, but post-mortem's a little bit too on the nose for this. But you know what I mean? Like the after the fact investigation as to what the fuck happened revealed that it was just poorly designed and poorly constructed. Like it was almost like, fuck, how did this not happen sooner? Because when you just, even like I don't have like a degree in physics. I don't have a degree in civil engineering or structural engineering. But you know, you go to college, you get some just service level. Like you look at something, you go, that doesn't look like it'd be very secure, and you see like where things were attached and where they weren't attached, and you're like, where is that kinetic energy going? Like if there's 100 people on this thing, like there's all this weight, those screws in that particular spot aren't going to be enough. Like there needs to be something else to anchor it, right? And it wasn't, and awful, just awful. Hillsborough disaster. Football stadium, just awful. Yeah. And you know, unfortunately, you know, some places, this is not to like, you know, talk shit, but like, you know, some places, some countries don't always have the greatest enforced regulations. So it happens still. It happens still in other places. Awful. No regulatory body. Right, for ride safety. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's a whole ass other thing too. And I'm not like afraid of that kind of thing necessarily, but I've never been a big amusement park guy, and I almost wonder if maybe that's like part of it, where it's like in the back of my mind. The old unmaintained rides, yeah, man. I mean, you know, generally you go to Cedar Pines, Cedar something, the big ones, right? You go to Six Flags, you go to Disney, like, you know, the big ones I'm sure do all right, but yeah, it's some fucking mom and pop run little carnival, and it's like, I don't know, man. Fucking jabroni smoking weed on the while the Ferris wheel's going is like, can I trust this guy to keep the show rolling? I don't know, man. Yeah, the theme. Yeah, I mean, some of them are probably all right, but yeah. I don't know. Some of that, take with a grain of salt for sure. And be careful out there, man. It's scary. It's scary out there. But like, yeah, again, I figure like the big places are probably pretty chill. So you could probably do a lot worse. All right, guys. I think we're all set. To dive in. This is Horripilant. We got a review key for this one through Press Engine, and I'm excited to jump in. Let's go ahead and grab this one last thing, and then we're all set. Yes, that's right, friends. All right, here we go. We're jumping in. This is Horripilant. Like I just said, we got a review key for this one through Press Engine, and it looks like a pretty cool little incremental sort of idler game. I think it's kind of like that game we played a week or two ago, All Hail the Orb, but a different vibe. This one's more, I think, horror tinged. I mean, that right there. This is, you know, All Hail the Orb was like whimsical and like cutesy. This, I think, is a little bit of a different vibe. Just a teensy bit of a different vibe. Mouth full of blood, nose full of a musty dungeon, a dank scent. Like, what are we getting ourselves into? And kind of like how All Hail the Orb was kind of an idler, I think this game is also kind of an idler. But it's not like, you know, when you think idler, you think like it's like running in the background. I think this is the game it's a little bit more involved. And it's like, I guess, got some point and click stuff going on. It looks very weird, and the fact that a number of friends that know I like weird shit recommended this to me, and that's where I was like, all right, we gotta check this out, man. What the fuck is this gonna be all about? So explore the dungeon, get to know your surroundings. Final Destination 2. Yeah, I remember that shit, man. I remember those movies. Excuse me, those movies. Open your map. So this is me. I have a suit of armor, inexplicably. Something I would do. Yeah, sounds about right. Open my map. Bam. Camp. Materials. So here's the camp. There's some meat on the fire. Alright, materials. Hit the sprout. It'll give you materials you can use. Yeah, one of the Final Destination movies. Yeah, yeah. I've seen like one or two of them. But I saw the ones that were on basic cable, so I'm sure the ones I saw were quite neutered as far as like the, you know, the real like shit that can happen. I remember, I'll say this much about Final Destination. I remember there's like a scene where a bunch of shit happens while people are driving on like an interstate, and there's a dude behind a flatbed that has a bunch of like trees that have been chopped down strapped to the back. Do I even need to say anything? Do I need to say anything more? You're behind a flatbed truck, and strapped down in front of you are a bunch of trees tied down, and it's a Final Destination movie. Do I even need to quantify what happens in that scene? And if you know, you know. This one last one. If you know, you know. There's an elevator. All right? I almost don't even want to talk about it. It's kind of fucked. It is kind of incredibly fucked. But the elevator. Jesus fucking Christ, the elevator. And the person gets stuck and... oh, it's... ooh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Not a good time. Hit the sticks. Bam. I got a stick. Collect wood. All right, so we have upgrades. I don't know if it can eventually go away. I'm not sure what the deal is. So we can get wood. Upgrade click for more wood. Gain a nation. Okay, all right. Hire a mouse. Bought, hire a mouse. Where's the mouse? Maybe he's elsewhere. Oh, am I still getting stuff? You can eventually hire a crow. Wood owned. What if I hire more mice? No, I'm out of wood. You can also... oh, shiny. Oh, big wood. Huge wood. Big McLarge huge. Also, have your... so, empty. Huh. Oh, okay, there's creatures to find eventually. Eventually there'll be creatures. Okay. Good to know. Okay. Anyway, but I'm curious though, there was a shiny here as well. Oh, that's to throw meat. Okay. So I don't have meat. What else I have? Hover over here. Are these caskets? Too heavy to lift by hand. So maybe eventually we can store things. That is locked. Okay. Oh no, that's saying you could lift this if I had something in my inventory to help with lifting. Okay. Barrels. That one? Too small to fit my hand through. So there's other things to find. Other things to like... to utilize in someone. There's a key. There's a key there. There's also that one. Do I dare try one of the doors with this key? Hey, what's up, Corey? Oh, shit. Oh, no! Dropped off the truck? Oh, man! Corey, you almost got Final Destination, man. Also, Corey, you are the only human in the fucking planet that will understand that whenever I play a video game and I find a key, do you know what I think? I always think, here's the key. Every fucking time. Without fail, every fucking time. It actually worked. I'll be damned. Yeah, that's genuinely true. I don't know if I remember that, Corey. I don't know if I remember that shit. I mean, you might have told me about it, but that's something I think I would have remembered, so, like, I'm sorry you guys had to do it. That sounds miserable. Thank goodness your homie broke in time, because if he didn't break, your ass might have broke. Goddamn, that shit's scurry. It's too small to fit through. Here's the key. I think I've showed that video on stream. I know I've showed it to Gracie, and she was like, "What the fuck was wrong with you and your friends for watching these videos back in the day?" And my answer is always like, the good news is it's not so much what was wrong with us; it's what is still wrong with us. We gotta get SpongeBob back. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Like, she'd be like, well, like, what was wrong with you? Well, she didn't phrase it that way, but the implication was, what the fuck? And I never have and the answer is always like, it's whatever mental illness we all share, it's still there. It hasn't gone away. Whatever affliction whatever head trauma we received as children that made us this way has not fully healed. It has not been fully addressed by a doctor, I'll tell you that much. We're playing Horripilant, and I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. There's eventually leggings and boots and chest plate. If I get enough wood... you've got enough wood for now. You must go spend it. Get your equipment. Oh, okay. Equipment, okay. So the fact there's armor and weapons tells me there's going to be combat, presumably. Leave the cost of materials by the door on your way out. That's awfully trusting. Head for the steps. How much wood? I have 20 out of 20 wood right now. So I would probably need some damage. We need meat for these things. We need the schmeats. So I'll take that guy and that guy. And there's some wood we're innately accruing because of the mice we hired, I presume. That's what those guys are. So if I wanted to pause, we could. Okay, so we have level 1 of some things. Now we have level 2 of some things. So if I go back to materials, can I get more wood? Because yeah, in the right you can see there's a maximum amount of wood that we can carry. So that's about this. So I can't upgrade that anymore. I can get more mices. But yeah, what we need to do is be able to hold more wood. We need to be able to hold more wood. There's no other things to find. There's eventually going to be 25, 250, 5,000, 50,000, 250,000, goddamn. And there's other tabs, presumably, to unlock. Makes sense. So can I go ahead and get... I can actually get a further upgrade of the damage. Let's just get that guy and that guy. And then, I don't know how much we really need to, min-max this. Because we reacquire the full 20 pretty quickly. I'll get that guy. So, we'll just all have level 2 stuff. We'll just go all level 2 and that's it. Otherwise, we're stepping foot into the dungeon. Newgrounds might have done it. Yeah, Newgrounds definitely would have caused some questionable synapses to fire in my brain for sure. Exposure to things that probably weren't appropriate to my brain at that time in my life. Also, Ren and Stimpy. Being exposed to Ren and Stimpy at age 6 probably didn't do me a lot of favors. I mean, I enjoyed it, obviously. It did me a lot of favors in that it made me laugh, but you know, there were probably things in those, even the early seasons. There are things in the early seasons my brain probably didn't need exposure to. The stuff about I have a distinct memory of an episode where they're having to remove Ren's teeth. I think it's fucked. God. It's probably for the best I don't think about it too much. Ren and Stimpy would do it too. Yeah, it's almost it's best if I'm if I don't delve too much in that, because I'll learn or relearn things about myself I've tried to bury. Bro, I don't need this, man. Faint moans and distant screams echo from the depths below. It seems like a great time. Good time for everybody. A splendid time is guaranteed for all. Now the question is this a roguelike? If we die, do we just respawn? Or is it a proper dungeon crawler RPG? If you die, you're dead. Happens based on your equipment, okay. There's weak points to click. There are bosses, and you get boons from bosses. I acknowledge. So there's an auto-battler aspect. That's cool. And I'm guessing we're getting meat. So we're killing the dude. We're acquiring the meats. Oh, there's one. Now, I have experience, but I also am losing health. So I don't know what happens if you run out of health. We're not getting to the boss at this rate, though. You know what? I'm gonna let it happen. I'm gonna let the death happen. Just see what happens. Because now I'm curious. Narrowly escaped death, but you lost 2 meat crawling out. So if you leave prematurely, you get to keep everything that you brought with you. Come and visit the hole. But we do regenerate based on... That's kind of cool. So chance to evade, better attack, or attack speed, I guess. And that's actual damage, and that's your percent to resist resist damage received. That's pretty cool. The hole. The hole, I see. What is the hole? Loud clinking of your armor echoes off the walls, but being swallowed by the void. I love when the hole swallows me. I love when I gaze into the abyss and the abyss gazes back. Unshakable urge rises within you. Scream into that abyss. Ah! Guttural, primal, penicular scream emerges from within your bowels. Nothing. Wait, some more? Nothing. But before you leave, a growl emanates from the Holossi. Oh, he's happy. You seek power, I can help you in your quest. The deeper and danker you go, the greater the reward. Kimalith. Maybe we'll learn what a Horripilant is, because the name of the game is kind of odd. It's almost like Horriplant, but not quite. A crow's beak. There he is. There's the guy from the key art of the game. Got an achievement that says meet God for the first time. Well, that's reassuring. Corey, if this is God, this looks like something that you would have either drawn or like a Payday 2 mask you would have put together from back in the day. Like that's like this is a very Corey coded face right now. Our friend Yaku's in the chat right there. So this might be the kind of game you'd be into, Corey. I might recommend this one so far at least. Who are you? What waits at the end of all journeys? The reason these walls recognize you. What's up, Jorf? You are facing God. Actually, hold up. Now I'm curious. Oh wait, I guess I can't look at that, can I? Oh. I can't fucking believe it. He's absolutely right. He is absolutely right. Facing God. That's incredible. That is incredible. Jorf says, hold up. Clear my schedule. Cancel all my meetings. What is Alex doing? What the fuck? You know, shoutouts to Steam for giving that level of detail. It's something I don't really look at too often, honestly. Because, you know, back in the day, it's like, it would give you, like, here's the game they're playing, that's it. So it's kind of cool that, yeah, it does tell you a little bit more details sometimes. Yeah, at the Capitol Park in Detroit Become Human, doing a quick play, like that kind of thing. But I guess it's up to the developer then, the game developer, to be like, all right, what status do you report when the player is in this part of the game? And the developer said, you know what? Facing God. That's incredible, dude. That's incredible. Thank you for pointing that out to me, Jorf. That would have gone right off my head had you not pointed that out to me. That's just incredible. Amazing. Amazing. What is this place? Good to see you, by the way, Jorf. I might recommend this game to you as well, by the way, dude. I got it through Press Engine if you're curious. Got a review key through Press Engine, that's how I'm playing it. And I've had a couple people recommend it to me because they know I like weird shit. And this is some weird shit. But also, it is an idler and incremental kind of game, but also point and click and dungeon crawler. There's a lot of genre representation here. Genre representation. I can give him items. Do I have any items to give him? Yeah, not yet. Not yet. I will say nothing. Right, well, nothing else, but he needs a crow's beak before we may proceed further. So that means any material things I can do yet. I can get more max storage, some more meat chiller storage. That's always good. So I have to delve back in the dungeon to get more meats before I can get anything like of substance. Now what I could do is I could go back to the equipment area and do some more upgrades. The wood you had placed in the front door is no longer there. The wood is being used for some things. This seems like a Corey-coded game for sure. So I'll go ahead and double up on the wood. Or on the sword, that is. I'll probably just double up everything. So I'll just kind of quickly... Not that this is a min-maxy... Oh, actually, shit, look at that. Our max wood is, like, crazy huge now. So let's see. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need... Yeah, so we need 80 more wood to just get the double of everything. And, of course, because we hired the mice, there's, like, an innate... a slow gain over time of the wood that's happening. So I don't have to do... After a certain point, I want to do all the clickies. Oh, shit, I miscalculated. Oh, I guess some of them were more than 20. Oh, it's because I had already gotten that upgrade. Okay, that's why. Right, so yeah, so if we were to, like, go nuts with all these and min-max this to death, then might be here for a while, obviously. So what I will do is I'll just get those last 2 pieces upgraded. That one, and then I'll say that's it for now. But what I am curious about, that's an instant fill up right there, so I can hire a crow to peck at the things manually, or not manually, peck at the things for me. It's a shame you can't, I don't think, see them, because now I'm gaining more wood quickly over time, just automatically. It'd be kind of cool, like, to see them flying in and, like, doing stuff. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah, that's like an instant full, because that gives you always, like, 200 or 400, like a crazy amount. So yeah, that when it fills you up like that, it's very convenient. So I'll go ahead and max out the number of mice I can carry. I can hire, rather. And so again, 20 is our max. And I don't suppose... we know back at camp, this needs 100 meat. We need 100 meat for this one. That needs some kind of item. That needs some kind of item. Or, well, just some kind of interaction we can't have right now. We don't have right now. Not sure what that one is. We're still gaining stuff pretty quickly, so if I wanted to, I could say, yeah, give me a little bit more attack speed, and a little bit better regeneration too. Why the hell not? And that one too. I mean, I guess if I wait another 4 seconds, I'll get that one too. Alright, so now we're ready for another round through the dungeon. We'll probably get a little bit further this time. So watch for things to click when it comes to the little bonus fellers. Gaining experience. The more you kill, the more experience you have. Yep, the more health you gain. Like it. And sure enough, we're powering through this, but we need to keep an eye on our health, because our max health has only gone up slightly. So if it gets pretty low, we'll have to give up. It's like boot automatically, leave after current fight. Actually, that's kind of cool too. You can just say, like, you know what, after a certain point, I'm good. I guess it means we leveled, though. And when you level, you continue to gain wood, but you don't regenerate health, which is fair. So more meat gained, attack faster, only slightly. More experience gain. I'll take more experience gain. That sounds nice. Oh, I did not click fast. No, that's fine. So made it through 1 floor. Lost 4 meats. Not bad, not bad. We got a level out of it, which is nice. Are you attacking with your helmet? We have a sword, but I think helmet means, like, as you level up the helmet, your attack speed goes up. I don't really know why. That seems a little silly to me, but I guess maybe, like, I don't know, better visibilities. I'm not, maybe just it's lighter. I don't know. I don't know why a better helmet makes you attack faster. But we'll take it. We'll take it. Speaking of, can I afford another storage upgrade? Not just yet. How much meat do I have? I have 19 schmeats for more storage, but I can hire another crow. Why the hell not? I guess I could also do a quick max out, because there might be other equipment upgrades I can go and do real quick while we're here. There's eventually going to be rock and iron as well. Blink. Actually, I'm kind of curious. So yes, the smallest ones to feed on rot first. Yes, yes. So we need to learn about those fellers. There's gonna be more after that. There's skeleton friends, there's lizard dudes, there's wolfmen, there's crabos, winged fellers, pickaxe lads, millipedes, cavemen, swamp creatures, sex demons, penis thieves. Who knows? Who knows? All matter of fuckery awaits us, I'm sure. Of that, I am more than aware. I'll say more damage. Always down for more damage, and also more attacks or just attack speed, really. And then if I wanted to, we could wait around. Okay, I'll at least get the 80 ones, because yeah, we could do like go all the way up. Oh, also boost your damage for 30 seconds. Oh, okay. Enemies standing in front of us. These are usable items, probably single-use items. While I'm reading these, I'll grab some. Wait for the wood to replenish. Heals you for your health. Boost your healing for 30 seconds. Yeah, these are all temporary things. That's kind of neat. And there's a door here that is also locked. I wonder if you could use this on, like, the boss. Probably not. If I had to guess, probably not. Because usually in games like this, bosses are immune to that kind of stuff, but that's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. back into the dungeon. Down to the dungeon, just Hoople and me. So we could go back to floor 1 if we wanted to. Let us descend. So we didn't get to the boss. I think it just means we, like, skipped an area, maybe. Because there's still bosses we have to deal with. Oh, wow, I died quick. Holy shit. But I got a lot of meats. I need to be paying more attention. It's so easy to just kind of lose track. I gotta be paying more attention. Just kind of fucking around, and then I had to find out. So nothing to be gained there. Even more damage. I mean, other numbers are great and all, but damage, though, man. Damage, though. Arizona green iced tea. Yeah, I like those. Yeah, the zero sugar ones. Yeah, I don't have them very often. They're you know, the full sugar ones are very sugarful. They're very sugarful, but they're a nice treat. I don't know if I've ever had the zero sugar version. I'd kind of be curious. The zero sugar, the zero sugar version. Back in the dungeon. So I'm gonna keep a better eye on my health and get the fuck out when things get scary. So 8, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1 more hit. I'm out of here. Whoop. Oh, you still lose meat. Okay, so no matter, see if you leave prematurely or if you leave, or unless I clicked too late, but it seemed like that should have worked. Good news, we have lots of meats now. So now, go back to the mats. Oh, it needs 50. Okay. Anything else need meat? Yeah, just the meat storage. Well, not meat storage, just overall storage. So once we're fully healed up, let's go back in. But, oh wait, no, hold on. Equipment, give me some health, or some defense rather. The health region would be nice too, but the defense I think is probably more poignant. Same kind of thing. I'll try it one more time. I'll try give up. Yeah. Yeah, so you still lose a lot. You still lose a lot. But still got a lot of meat gained, so it's okay. So yeah, at that point, I might as well just let myself get fucked. And like, leave only once my health gets down to nothing. Some more meat storage. Or not, again, not meat storage. Just, like, max storage. Now we can go up to 2,000. So from 20 to 200 to 2,000. Hire a skeleton. Hire a skeleton. I've never... Is there more beautiful sentences in the English language? I think not. I challenge any of you to think of a more sexual, sensually alluring sentence in the English language other than hire a skeleton. Can't do it. Impossible. Truly impossible. Nothing more romantic in this world. And if I max that out, we'll be able to get a 4th skeleton. I just wish I could see them. I wish I could see these sensual lads. Guess we could like do the other things too, of course, like get the clicks more neat, and hire more mices and crows. Level up and upgrade for the first time was an achievement I just got, which of course I've leveled these up several times, but maybe we like leveled up to a certain degree. How good it feels to give in. What's up, Grim? Good to see you, bud. Boink. Get better clicks, but now we've maxed out the clicks as far as I can go for the time being. Give me that crow. I really want the fancy skeleton. I really want it, man. I want the big boner. That's right, Titania de Boat. Exactly. Yeah, this rat is giving a presumably full-size man in armor a hard time. Well, of course, the thing is, we killed a few of the rats before then, but only a few. Boink. I'm just gonna take this to the edge. Although it takes a lot of clickies to get there. Boink, there it is. Bam, there it is. So now we got that twerking for us. Yeah, we can't max out any further, and we have a pretty good amount of meat, or of wood acquisition, just built-in wood generation. So that's all well and good. We'll be able to get some pretty big upgrades then, equipment-wise. So I'll start off by going ahead and getting these two. The temptation to like use some of these things, it's like I tell myself we don't need them, We don't need the single-use things. And that's the thing, too. If you use a single-use item to help you through the current fight, well, there's going to be a much harder fight afterwards you still have to deal with. So, it's just kind of a band-aid on a greater issue. So, we'll do a bunch of these things. And I'll probably go back and do a little bit of wood mining. Manual wood mining. Can I just click and hold? Oh, that's kind of nice. I mean, it's technically quicker to go... But, you know, it also fucking, you know, potentially deletes your mouse durability if you're going nutso. Of course, you can click those little fellers. That helps. What I might just go and do is max out the crows, because we know that adds quite a bit per level. I mean, the skeletons add quite a bit more per level overall. And of course, the shinies really help. That's plus 800 wood. That's huge. But yeah, now the crows are maxed out. The mice are not too far behind, but that only adds 0.2 per sec, so not quite as much. Not quite as much. I'll just do one tick on that one. Upgrade materials. Oh, that's kind of nice. Oh, well, don't I feel like a doofus? I actually did not realize that was an option. I should have scrolled up further. I probably scrolled down too far. Alright, so it'll be a while before that's going to be a big one next anyway. But that actually does help. That actually does help quite a bit. No. Cool beans. Cool. Yeah, look how much quicker it's going. Huge. Huge. Big McLarge huge. So yeah, that's gonna be like a really nice upgrade in our overall numbers. So that's, you know, that's what video games are all about. All about like big, sexy looking numbers. And that's what brings the people coming back, man. Deletes your tendons and sanity and removes your calcium from your body. That's right. Are we the baddies? I mean, it's kind of unclear. It's kind of unclear. I mean, all we know about this game is that you start off, you awaken in this dungeon, your mouth is full of blood, and you don't know where you are. All you know is that a voice beckons you, and eventually you can find this fella in the hole. And without spoiling too much, Steam tells me that when I'm on this screen, Steam tells me I'm talking to God. I'm facing God right now in this specific screen. So, I've seen the face of God, and he was weeping? No, he was smiling pretty generously. So, he needs us to bring him a crow's beak to prove our worth. That's all we know right now. So, I know not much. I know not much right now. I don't want to say I know as much as you do. But, I don't know much more than you do. Yeah, Jorf was the one that pointed that out to me. When he said that, I was like, what the fuck? And I checked Steam, and I could not believe what awaited me. That was fucking wild. Just fucking wild, man. Oh, the resources, vermin, and the undead. Well, the resources so far are wood and meat. And, of course, the equipment that we have, that is also a resource, obviously. But yeah, wood and meat, and I guess eventually money, like rupees or something. But meat, wood, and then eventually rock and iron. But we're hiring skeletons, and we're hiring mice and crows, and eventually bug brutes and spiders and amalgams to harvest things for us. Because it kind of like other idler and other incremental games, there is that whole notion of you know, like, not just clicking the thing to get the better numbers, but generating factories that generate the numbers for you. Yeah, it is pretty fun. I mean, Steam's been doing that for a while, and I guess it's up to each individual game developer. What's up, Aaron, by the way? I see you over there. What's up, Aaron? It's under the individual developer to implement, like, yeah, when you're in this room, what do you want it to say? Do you want it to say, like, you know, looking for a lot, or in the lobby waiting for a game, in a match right now, in a private match, in a public match, those kinds of things. So if it's up to the developer to specify what should the status be, I guess they can report anything they want, including facing God. I'm kind of curious. Let's descend back into floor 1 real quick, because I want to see if there's a boss we can reach. Because I think we were able to skip some stuff. Because if there was a boss, I did not even notice it. Okay, so that is the boss. That looks like a rainbow fella. Heal yourself for 10% of your max health, which we're actually doing pretty okay on. Better crit chance. More meat gain. Let's give you more meat gain. So now this is the tougher area. And we're gonna watch for clickable things. Our numbers are better. You know, we're doing better than last time, but we're still... Actually, we're gonna reach the boss. We'll reach the boss. Can we defeat him? We got his ass. Look at that. We beat floor 2 for the first time. Give me more meat gain. And presumably we're fighting scarier things. Ugh. We gained so much more meat. So we're fighting scarier things, but the rewards are that much sweeter. And the experience gain as well. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. We have 100 meat. I throw some meat on the fire. Turn off the campfire for the first time. Extinguish the fire and you find a key. Can I pick it up? Unless it's too dark. Or maybe I have the key. Okay, so I got it. Cool. So the question is the key work on this guy? Not that one. How's about... There was one other room where we saw a key, I think. Was it in the hole? No. I thought it was something related to the camp, but now it's all dark and scary. You sure? You sure it's not this one? You sure? Are you sure? Are you for cereal right now? For or against cereal? Is the key there? No, that's not gonna do it. Look, everything's all like action and scary right now. This one, here we go. The key. The fire reignites itself suddenly. How mysterioso. More mysterioso. Yes, yeah. So, while I'm doing this, you know, we could be generating more stuff. So, what can I afford right now with my 2,000 wood and my... Actually, no, I spent all my meat, so never mind. I can't afford Jack Dick right now. What I can do is nothing. Never mind, because I can't afford Jack Dick right now. So in that case, I'll explore. Open the door. A putrid smell hits you in the face. Who shit on the floor again? Who shit on the floor? Who done it? Who done it? Professional pest control guy. This is a real deep-end job. I mean, if your dungeon is infested with big meaty rats and a god face, then yeah, that's a fucking problem. That's a weird infestation you got right there. Found a large creature staring back at you. Let's see how large we're talking. It clicks rhythmically as it chews. See a pile of what appears to be its food, an amalgam of tripe, meat, wood, rock, and iron. Well, all of those things are things that I need. Maybe he'll let us trade for things. God in the hole, that is like a Primus song. Look at this friend. More lights to find and grab this. Hello. I approach quietly. The achievement is called, oh, a friend. You can't see a way out through this room. He slithers and dribbles audibly. The creature is giving birth to a mouse. So that's where babies come from. Presumably it's a she. She seems kind. She could be useful. Or the mouse, I guess. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I have the mouse now. So the mouse helps to fight. Helps to fight for us. Well, thank you for birthing a mouse to us. As you're about to approach it, the creature senses your companion's presence and growls loudly. I guess I have to come back once I'm without mouse. So I'm without mouse. Anything else? Anything else? Nope. Once we have a light source, this is the they call it the back room. That's actually incredible. It's lit again. You have to throw more meat on the fire to get something else. So that's it for now. And there's no materials to be gained because I spent all my schmeats dealing with that little situation. Now, if I extinguish the fire again, will something cool happen? I don't know. Hard to say. I would say maybe, but ideally, really, if it costs more, then yes. If it costs more to get to put out the flames, I'd be inclined to try it. But it doesn't. It still costs 100. So it makes me wonder if certain events will happen when the flames are out. Oh. I don't know what I mean, I just clicked that guy. I collected 50 meats off the carcass of what used to be something. Can't use this right now. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to read that in time, but I got some schmeats. That's all I know. I got some schmeats. So 76. So we could probably level some things up then. Not sure what this part of the UI is for necessarily. I don't know. It's possible that when we put out the fire, there will be another key down there. That's entirely possible. So we need 250 meats further up storage upgrade. Okay. Yeah, so there's more there. Are there equipment things that we... I mean, of course, there's the temporary fellers. But again, these are all just single-use fellers. Let's just go back to the dungeon. Let's just do it, and we'll do floor 3. We'll go and do floor 3. This is the Backrooms, man. I know the Backrooms movie has been making some waves, which, to be honest, surprised the shit out of me, because the idea of a Backrooms movie, I don't know, I think it's interesting reading about things like the Backrooms. I think it's interesting, like, reading the wikis and that kind of thing. But anytime there's, like, a video game about the Backrooms, that kind of thing, any sort of, or, like, a YouTube short about it, I've never seen it depicted in a way that feels interesting to me. So I have zero interest in the movie, but apparently the movie is done well. I don't know if it's any good, but it's made a lot. It's like, it had a low budget, and a lot of people have seen it, so it's made a lot of money. You know, when the profit margins are that high, it's, you know, the folks that made it are doing very well for themselves, and that's great, but it's doesn't really I don't give a shit about it. But I'm pleasantly surprised that it has done so well, because I didn't think it would really do much. That being said, we did lose our rat friend. So if I return back to the back room, give them some meat, and we will get another mouse. This one has a lot more HP. Well, actually, maybe 10,000? Yeah. There's eventually millions. I can get, so 100 meat gets you this fella. Devours its new meal. Births a new mouse. 2 damage, but 10k health. We have to come back alone. So I guess that might also be a temporary boon, because, you know, we spent 100 wood, or 100 meats getting the fella. It's technically the camp, I think, right? Yeah, this one. Oh! Okay, now I understand. So we kind of wasted the mouse. We impaled the familiar. To be honest, I didn't realize what this was. I thought it was like a sewer grate, and there was stuff leaking out of it. So I thought this was like a pool of liquid, like, coming out of this grate here, and it was pooling down below. So I didn't realize what I'd clicked. I just kind of clicked it without realizing it. So we didn't use the mouse during combat. We killed the mouse prematurely and wasted its meat, because it cost 100 meat to get him, and you get 75 back or 50 back or something. So yeah, that was a silly blunder on my end. So now we go back into the dungeon, and now let's see what this mouse can do for us. He's not fighting with us, losing a small amount of health alongside of us, but now he's helping us fight things. And now we've beaten floor 4, floor 3, floor 4. That was boss mouse. Attack speed, more experience gain. So yeah, so the boons you gain. You know what I should be doing is I should be starting back at floor 1, so I can be gaining the boons each time. That's what I should be doing. Right, there's different versions. Right, exactly. There's the goofy ones. Yeah, there's so many fucking slop games. So many slop games on Steam and itch.io about the Backrooms, and they all look terrible. They all look awful. And I mean, maybe that sounds dismissive, but none of them interest me. None of them interest me in the slightest. And again, I think the concept is interesting, but I don't know, I feel like it's kind of wasted potential in a lot of it. Some of it kind of sucks, though. What's up, Farsight? Or, no, I'm sorry, that's Meerkat. What's up, Meerkat? We're playing a very strange little game. Very strange game. It was Satan's Thumbtack. Let's go ahead and finish out this dungeon, but I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to floor 1 for a bit. Next time we go back to the beginning. Because that way I can get the boons, because I think that'll help us when it comes to, like, getting further in. It'll take a lot longer, but at the same time, we got We have resources to spend. I was gonna say, can I kill the last dude? So give me that meat gain. Now we're fighting some crows, except we're gonna die before we get to this one. Maybe 14? I don't know. We got a crow's beak, so we've defeated a crow for the first time. So we lose 121 meat, but we return with 676 meat. So we are meat full right now. And I'm gonna use this as a quick opportunity to say, yeah, give me the upgrade storage. And because I can store so much now, I'm gonna do this real quick because I want to get another skeleton. We can hold up to 20,000 wood right now. Holy cannoli. Amazing. Amazing. So we'll at least get a... Actually, no, I'm gonna hold out for a bug brute. The skeletons are great, but bug brutes are the next, like, big step forward. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna do some, like, menuing and exploring, so we're gonna have that being earned in the background. We have a crow's beak right now. Meerkat, I saw your message saying, what in God's green earth is that? I actually don't know what you were referring to when it came up. There's just a lot of, like, fucked up stuff in this game. There's oh, hold on. Boink. Okay, well, now I need to spend the stuff. Hire a... Actually, we're just a little bit far away from another crow here. Another crow hire. So it might have been from this little fella. This fucking lad right here. However, the good news is if I go back to the hole, I can talk to... Sorry, I know there's some new folks that just joined us. So according to Steam, I'm facing God right now. Shoutouts to Jorf that pointed out that we're facing God according to Steam whenever we're on this screen. So I will now offer up to God a crow's beak. Give an item. You could be reborn with 4 thingamajiggies. See into what could be. Oh. I'm ready. Good, my child. Observe your potential, young one. I wonder if it's like a stat respec or something? I do see that Grimm's got something for us, by the way. Once you commit, you cannot go back to how things were. You shall be reborn. So, I have 4 blippity blops, and these are level ups. These are meta progression level ups. So, some of these are expensive. Some of these are expensive. There's a whole gaggle of them. Whole ass gaggle. Some of these are a little bit cheaper. In fact, there was one here. Effectiveness of all equipment. Helmet upgrades. Is there anything that helps me earn things quicker? Effectiveness of helmets is good. Meat gain would be nice. This is meat loss on death. Meat loss. Death meat loss. Effectiveness of certain pieces of equipment. Weapon effectiveness. Yeah. So meat gain would be nice. But I only have 4 giblets. So I can't afford a whole lot. So I would say, yeah, give me that, yeah, let's say all equipment. Oh, go through rebirth to spend your hematolith. Does that mean I have to start with this one? Maybe this means I can't afford it. To decide to go through rebirth to spend your hematolith, of which I have 4 of them. Observe your potential. Okay, so maybe the idea is this is just what we're looking at. We're just looking at that right now. And then at a later point, we actually go through with it. Maybe that's what they're getting at. Yeah, actually, yeah, let's go and check it out now. I'm kind of curious. Actually, well, no, let's do this. I'll leave the game running in the background so that way we're doing the, like, we're gaining stuff in the background. So real quick, I will hire a bug brute. And I'll hire some skeletons. Actually, that's all I will do for now because that's going to take a while to regain the stuff. So while we're regaining the stuff and while there's some background things happening, now's a good time for a redemption. So let's look, see what Grimm's got for us. I'm going to pause. I'm not going to pause, but I will mute the game. See what Grimm's got. It's an ad, my favorite. I don't mean to ruin the vibe here. I need to impress upon you what an odd experience I am having right now. Because I muted the game audio on stream, on OBS, but it doesn't mute it for me. So the game audio is muted for me, but not for you guys. And I'm hearing this audio right now that is turning this into a very David Lynchian experience. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. The problem is the game music kind of comes in and out. It's very haunting, yeah. The problem is it kind of comes in and out. But there was like for the last 30 seconds, I've been trying to hold it together, and there's this. It's like I'm like, there's no way to tell you guys like what a weird thing I'm having right now. So let's watch the rest of it as is. But I'm gonna watch, and if it comes back, we're gonna play the video again while this synthy, weird, dungeony, dank-ass music happens in the background. So let's just continue. At like the peak of the video, I was like, this is such a weird, immersive way. I know. It turned into a whole ass different experience, man. A completely different experience. Just amazing. Just a goddamn amazing. Oh my goodness. And like it doesn't come back up that much. By the way, we did max out, so I'll have to address that in a moment, but it says it ebbs and flows, the music. It swells and then it unswells. This audio would be freaky here as you're battling rats and fighting crows. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just hoping I can get you guys to experience what I got to experience as we like got into like the sadness of this lad. Christmas lover. There's a King Crimson song I like called Absent Lovers. I'm gonna go ahead and let it play again. And if we get more funny, I will be. And that part of the song is ended. Yeah, very, very uncanny and just bizarre. Well, thank you to Grimm for allowing me to stumble on something that was truly unreal. Something that there was no way for me to be to prepare myself for. Not capturing, but it should pop up in a moment. There it goes. There it goes. Yeah, that was nutty. That was truly nutty, man. Holy moly, just incredible. Like complete accident, but that's how it goes sometimes. So it goes sometimes. Let's get back to it, guys. Let's get back to it, and now we are full. We are full, but not for long, because I'm gonna get another bug brute. Bam. And that knocked out half of it. We could max out and get to another bug brute. And in fact, I might in a meowman here. Let's get another crow going. And more clickies. And a mouse, just all of that, I suppose. Next next storage happens at 1.25k meat, so we're getting there. We're incrementing as incrementals go. As incrementals go, and we could eventually, presumably, upgrade and get like another like fancy mouse fella. So I think what they're getting at is, once I have 4 of the fellows of the giblets or rupees, then we can start getting into this. But I think the idea is that, yes, we're just observing it right now. We actually have to spend those 4 McGillicuddies, the MacGuffins. We actually have to spend them ourselves. We could go ahead and just throw more meat in the fire and see what happens. Does anything happen when the meat has been placed up on the fire? Like, to my knowledge, no, and I think after a while it just reignites on its own. Like, looking around, is there anything else? And see, it's like there's a reaction happening down here, and eventually the fire just reignites. And it's dark. It's dark on this screen. Like, everything looks a little different. Even the friend looks different. The dungeon probably looks different too, yeah. One thing I should do, by the way, is I didn't even notice that until just now, that some of the music, some of the stuff is still a bit too loud, so I'll probably turn sound effects down, at least. The fire reignites itself, right? Right. Ooh. How much does equipment cost now? A decent bit. A pretty penny. So before we go like too huge into this, again, the problem with revisiting all the previous floors is that you'll inevitably lose a little bit of health, and you gain a small amount of meats, but you're at least like gaining the boon, the boons quickly. So which is like those little like almost roguelike temporary bonuses, like 1% better damage, 1% better resource acquisition, which on individual doesn't make a huge difference, but when taken as on the whole actually can sometimes leads to more bountiful gains over time. Oh, and I see what they were talking about, like upgrading to the next level. I see what they mean there, because you can click to upgrade, that's one thing, but once it reaches like some kind of like level 2, that's where things presumably can grow like real big in particular. So it means like the rate at which you gain things goes up, which is nice. Because yeah, the rate per click is pretty not great, honestly. Actually, I say that. It says 19.68 thousand wood. Oh, that means the amount of wood we've gained, I think is what that means. So yeah, again, if we're trying to get another skeleton or hire out the bug brute, and the bug brute, of course, is like the big upgrade. That's a 20 per second gain. What's this at 18? Yeah, the little individual little gems that fire, those can make a huge difference. So that gets us the bug brute, which really helps with overall generation, because look how much that's firing up, which is great. So we can't get any more of those for the time being, because 20,000 is our max. We can barely get another click upgrade. Still have more skeletons and other things to gain. And I'm guessing that the little clickable fellers are more likely to appear the more mouse clicks I do. And again, I realize that it's probably quicker to do this, but also that, hurts my fingies, my dainty little fingies. I'm so sensitive. So I think what I'll do is, instead of just sitting here, I'm gonna go to the equipment screen and spend on some upgrades. And then, was there anything else I'd like to do in the meantime? We still have 254 meat. I don't think if there's anything else that we could... I mean, if I go back to... Well, actually, never mind. We can't actually talk to him because we still have a mouse friend. So to upgrade our mouse... And I don't know what the nearest upgrade would be, but we're definitely nowhere close right now. We'd have to impale our current mouse, or sacrifice him, that is, or have him die organically in a dungeon. Seems like we got 2,000 from the little clickable gems both times. So I'm wondering if that's just the maximum that I can do right now. Eventually, once we get 25, so at the next level, we'll be able to upgrade the material level, which will be nifty. So we're still kind of at that point where the gain of the wood is a lot better, but it's still not great. So I would say if I can get to 16k and get that skeleton upgrade, that's the thing I care about the most right now. The crow is a nice to have, the mice are a nice to have, but the skeletons and the bug brutes, that's the good stuff. It's 18, bam. There we go, so we're good there. I'll go ahead and gain some extra wood so I can purchase some more upgrades for our equipment, then we'll go back to the dungeon. And I think I'll start with floor 1, just to kind of see how that rate goes. I'm tempted. I'm curious about this one, though. If we can level that up to level 2... the base production does get incremented quite a bit. So that could be pretty neat. I'll get it to 10,000, then we'll go shopping. Or I'll get the next shiny. How's about that? I'll get the next shiny. Alright, time to go shopping. Equipment. So that's all. So I can only get a couple more upgrades. So I'll get that one. And yeah, I guess just attack speed. All offensive. All aggro. Don't want to wait for this one? I'll take a contemplate a sip of water and get this one too. And bam. So now with that, down to the dungeon, just Hoople and me. Floor 1, descend. We're just gonna one-shot a lot of things. We have quite a bit of health because we've leveled up ourselves quite a bit too. So we can heal the familiar. He's mostly doing okay, honestly. Chance of attacking twice, 1%. We'll take it. I'll turn the sound effects down, maybe just a little bit more. Snow run floor 2, I do believe. Again, lost a little bit of health, but you can actually see here the roguelike-esque meta progression. Or not meta progression, but just the temporary upgrades. Bonus damage, gain more meat. Yeah, the achievement for kill 100 enemies. Nice. Bloodlust level 1. Ooh. Ooh, our guys got like the Minecraft noise. Taking damage. More experience gain. Love that. Love more experience gain. Yes, these are only while we're kind of in this dungeon exploration state. We're on floor 4. And if I kill this next boss, he might give us an opportunity for him to heal ourselves, and I'd be tempted to take it. The game does autosave pretty often. Heal yourself for 10%. So my max health is 1.3, so that'd be about 100, 130 health. Attacking twice. You know what? I'll go with that one. There's another crow. We know there's a higher, an upper echelon combat experience kind of dude, because those are pretty hard to find and they're a lot tougher to bring down. We'll probably reach the boss. Yeah, there's a rainbow crow. Alright. There's a rainbow road crow, as it were. You're familiar missed. 2 damage. 2 damage. We got his ass. More experience? Yes, more experience. We've already leveled up. We leveled up a whole bunch in this one exploration round alone. We're getting near the end. But still, pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. Ooh. We're nearing the end. And we'll lose some meat. We will lose some meat, but we'll be coming back with so much more. Smack. Like we're delaying the inevitable. Look how much our guy struggles when he's like nearing death. Which, valid, I would too. Or rather, I will too when my time comes. We at least reach the boss. We at least reach the boss. That's something. Did we kill the boss? Oh, not quite. So we lose 414 meats, but we gain 2.3 thousand meats. Just amazing. So many schmeats, so little time. I acknowledge. So we could put out the fire, but there's really no reason to. Do I have any more of these things? It says +5. So I think the answer means not yet. Let's do this. More storage, yes. And in fact, what I'm just going to go ahead and do is kind of hold this down. Get us up to 25, and I'm going to go ahead and purchase the upgrade. Because that's the big one. That's the big one for sure. We could also... Oh, never mind. No, we're actually quite a ways away from the next amount upgrade. Looks like we are tapping out at 2,000. Oh, it's a full ass stream. We're tapping out at 2,000 as like the little what the glowy things can get us. So we gain more meat per click, which is great. Or meat, more wood. I mean, wood is like wood is tree meat. Let's call it what it is. And once we get to say, right now our max is 200,000, so we will eventually be able to hire a spider. Eventually. But it's still kind of slow goings. And doing the click upgrades only gets us so much. So I think I might do is maybe explore around a little bit kind of while that's building up. Of course, this is also great. Those things are nice. What I think I might go ahead and do is viewer 1 with 5. But again, it says I have 0. I wonder how you gain the thingies, these things right here. Do I need to, like, give him something? I need maybe guidance. Go lower. What? So maybe there's something in the dungeons that we can get. Yeah, so there's really nothing else he offers. Let's go lower. So yeah, maybe that's where we, or maybe there's like a way to turn the meats into the rupees, basically. Wood is tree meat, yeah, or tree skeleton. Wood is the tree skeleton or something. There's something deep and philosophical about it if you think about it for either not too long or for too long. Either too long or not or not long enough. So we've seen the crows. They saw the open skies die. Right. We've killed 7 of those and 131 of these fuckers. They can dodge quite effectively. Say nothing. If I click into here, it's still the same overall idea. Except it shows as green. And to observe your potential, it costs 5.0, right. Like there's... Well, what's that? What's that do? Oh, I think it means like... You only move... Yeah, you only move where you want to. Oh, wait, can I spend it now? Spend it, yeah. Spend the Hemalith. Spend wisely. I am ready. Okay. So now I gain more of it. I'm ready. Oh! Oh, and they say reborn. They mean you start the game over again. Oh. Well, that I did not realize. They weren't... When they said reborn, they were not kidding. Now, the doors remain open. So the things we open stay open. The things we have access to are still here, too. So I can still... Oh, except I have to spend the meat to get the mouse. There's other trees. You know what? Fair point. There might be more trees that give us the right kind of schmeats. All right. And this all reset, too. Ooh. Brutal. So it begs the question then, what the fuck are those things? How do I get more of them? I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. Man, maybe I shouldn't have been reborn. Maybe I fucked up. Your boy might have fucked up. They said, are you sure? They really did say like, hey man, we warned you. They really said we warned you. So we've gotten all that then. I mean, I guess I wish I knew more about those things and how I acquire them. All I know is I was somehow acquiring them. And that and that there was that one part of the UI. Here, let's go back to this guy real quick. Yeah, like the one part of the UI was that one. We spent one of them. So I guess that means now we can venture out to the other ones too. So I have 0. Right. 3 births. Spend your Hemalith. So you have to say spend them here. I have no idea how you actually gain them. Familiar damage, value of materials, with the click value in particular. That'd be a great one, obviously. Yeah. So weird, man. So weird. It's a little disheartening to be like, oh, I've gone back on everything. Like, that's like, oh, that kind of hurts. And it's cool that some of the, you know, doors stay open. That's all well and good, but... It is cold comfort when it's like, oh shit, I've resetted a bunch of crap. Now, maybe there'll be more interesting things in the actual dungeon. Maybe it's not a complete start over in some ways. Quantitatively at least, but... Ooh, hurts. Ooh. Yeah, now I'm sounding like the Minecraft guy. And get the shiny? Bam. Do a couple more clickies that will dive in with as much combat capability as we can muster. We'll get the defense one. That's probably good enough because it's A lot of going back and forth, a lot of clicking back and forth one screen to the next. I know it's kind of boring. So that last one is only a very small evasion % chance. Not really much to make a whole lot of difference in the grand scheme of things. Did our kill counts at least carry over? Yes, those did carry over. So at least my kill counts have at least persisted. At least I am able to bring something to the table. So I'm able to show that I can get some shit done. And that was Soapy Shark with a raid. Thank you, Soapy Shark. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate your rating. We're playing a very strange little game right now. This is Horripilant. It is a game where you wake up in this room. You wake up in this room, and the flavor text says your mouth is full of blood. The room you're in is dank and damp and dark. And figure it out. Figure it out. And as we're figuring it out, we found the hole. We found the hole. And this lad is something. And our friend Jorf pointed out that on Steam, if you're friends with me on Steam, you can see the game I'm playing. But also, you know how sometimes on Steam games, if you're seeing someone else playing a game, it might say like, oh, they're in a public lobby right now. They're waiting to join a match. They're queuing for a match, like for multiplayer games. This game, if I'm on the screen, says facing God. So apparently that's what, there he is. There he is in all of his splendor. And Jorf was like, our buddy Jorf was like, Alex, I saw that, and I had to clear my schedule to see what the fuck was going on your stream. He's like, what in the fucking world is happening in Alex's stream? What the shit? So this is a very strange game, and I'm liking it so far. And it sounds like a few people know about this game. Flexi and Trev, you guys already know about this game. So you probably know that I might... Well, I don't know if I messed up, but I went ahead and, without fully understanding the breadth of what I was doing, necessarily, I knew about the whole, okay, you'll be reborn, that's all well and good. I wasn't quite sure how much things would get reset. So when I became reborn, it reset a lot of things. It reset a lot of things. The doors we unlocked stayed unlocked, but it's like, oh, now I gotta go back through this whole thing and all the material progression again, which means going right back down the dungeon. Down in the dungeon, just hoople and beast. Let's get some more meats, because this is an incremental game. So if you're familiar with like incremental games and idler games, there are idler aspects and incremental aspects of this game. The gaining of resources over time is a big one, but also the gaining of stuff that you see in the dungeon. It's an auto battler, so the stuff you're fighting, like the combat happens on its own, and when you lose a little bit of the resources you gained, but still gain experience and gain a good amount of resources otherwise. So now I can upgrade the storage and hold more resources and continue this treadmill once again. We of course slowly get our health back. And once we get 100 meat, I can get a familiar again, which will be nice. Once I get up to 50 meat, I can... Or 500 wood, rather, I can get the material level upgraded, which would be nice. So that's kind of the situation we're in right now. But as always, though, thank you, Soapy Shark, for that raid. Super nice view. While I'm kind of waiting for the numbers to kick back up, I will do a quick shout out for our friends for at Soapy Shark's channel. Thank you for that raid. Meerkats points out that when you're like harvesting wood from a tree, it says when you're harvesting wood, let me scroll back up because I missed the majority of the combat. So yeah, if you or of the comment, that is usually it's the fleshy, or not the fleshy, the fresh layer underneath the bark that is the alive stuff, right? So the bark itself is not quite the alive stuff, which makes sense. So it grows quickly in the summer and slow in the winter, which gives us the tree rings. There you go. So ideally, don't damage the bark of a tree. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's the stuff underneath the bark. Yeah. And the green wood is also biologically active. Right. I mean, ideally, if you're having to, like, chop into a tree, it's... You know, hopefully only do so if you really need to, obviously. Just in general. By the way, Soapy Shark, as always, if you have any clips you want to share, you've heard my spiel so many times, and you're hearing it again. So if there's any clips you want to share, I am super down to see what you're up to. Lexi says, I played the shit out of this game. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Since I played a whole bunch of this stuff. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. It's very bizarre, and I have a penchant for weird shit. I think I had a couple friends message me when this game first came out. They were like, Alex, you like weird shit. Look at this fucking weird dumbassery. And I was like, I'm interested. I'm interested. Tell me more. So, being that I love the weird shit, I was like, sure, I'm curious to see where this is going. So, we were lucky enough to get a review key for this one through a site called Press Engine. Kind of similar to Keymailer and Lurkit and a couple of other platforms that offer similar services. Hire a mouse. And now with that, I'm gonna go shopping. Get myself some shiny boys. There we go. Some shiny stuff. Some shiny stuff. Doing some just chatting. But you were probably playing some games as well, weren't you? Carve into trees, it can make the trees vulnerable. Right. It's like only do it if you really need to, and if you have, you know, you're not just doing it for funsies or something like that. Like there hopefully is a purpose. Hopefully is a reason for it, because they're better damn well be, honestly. Better damn well be a reason. Same vibes as Death Trash. I would say like the aesthetic of Death Trash. Like this profile picture is Death Trash coded for sure. So I would say that is not incorrect. The woody core is dead. Kept from the rot by the living parts. Right. Which is interesting because you would think the woody core is the part that is most alive, but like you said, that explains the rings aspect of it. So it is pretty neat. Pretty neat stuff. Loot bound, very nice. Very nice. I know of the game. I haven't played it myself, but I know what you're referring to. So I seen it. And as always, Soapy, if you had any clips you want to share, I'm super down to see what you've been up to, my friend. Really appreciate that raid. Basically, so we're playing some of that weird shit. We'll get one more upgrade that will go right back in the dungeon and acquire the more of the schmeats. Not that this is a huge difference. I mean, the health regeneration is nice. It does prolong how long we can spend in the dungeon. Down in the dungeon, here we go. Descend. We'll watch for little circles, because the circles are like an extra attack. Bam. Oh. We at least reached the boss. We got his ass. I would say, give me that experience gain, baby. Give me that experience gain. So now we're on floor 2. The schmeats we're acquiring from the fellers are a lot more potent. Or there's more of it, at least. But of course, things do a lot more damage, and we are more susceptible to their bullshit. And I think I'm just a little bit shy of being able to afford the material upgrade. There's a material upgrade. I'm sorry, the storage upgrade. The storage upgrade happens at 50 schmeats. So we're a little bit shy. Oh, I maxed out on storage. Herp derp. Maxed out on storage, no wonder. In that case, I will say, give me more sword. More sword than 7 years ago. So I can't afford jack dick right now. So I say we, I'll get this up to 200 again, and then we'll do another round of fun times in the dungeon. Fun, sexy dungeon times. Woo, down we go. Are there, and as always, Soapy Shark, if you have to hop off, I know it's getting kind of late, so no worries if you have to get to bed pretty soon. Do appreciate your rating. But that being said, if there were other games you were planning on streaming soon that you were excited about, I'm always happy to hear what the homies are up to, or have planned, rather. Or if there were any game demos you've gotten to play recently. Of course, Next Fest is a big thing for a lot of us. It's kind of cool seeing what the, what new demos for, like, upcoming games are looking like. Maybe some pretty cool stuff. See anything else, but yeah, nothing new here. Back to the mats. I got the storage. Hell yeah. Which means even more gooder stuff. So right now I can store up to 2,000. So the material level, my next big focus. So now the tree juice goes up. Not a curiosity. I can hire a skeleton, and skeletons are great workers, as we all know. As we all know, the skeletons do great work. Big fans of those skeletons. So while that's kind of being gained, I'm going to a quick look. I'm gonna gaze into the hole. So I've gained 2 of these fellers. If I wanted to, I could say more effectiveness of all equipment. I could say give me the meat gain, familiar damage. Let's say the click gain of materials is great, but it's only the click gain. But it's a times 10. Oh, but I can't. It needs like a bunch. Whereas this takes. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do another reroll. Let's fucking do it. Meat gain is great. You know what? Maybe let's do that one first, actually. I wonder. Yes, that goes up by 6. Can I also do this one? Can't do that, but I can do this one a couple times. And by a couple times, I mean one. Oh, I can also do that one. Sword effectiveness. Bam. I'm ready. Be reborn. So back to level 1 again. Yeah, so like that's an interesting loop they're having us do. Strange little loop they're having us do. And that is the sitch. That is the sitch we're in right now. So it's gonna be a lot of kind of redoing those first couple areas every so often, but with like better gain of things, better combat, better meat gain, better resource effectiveness, efficiency. The whole deal. The whole deal. Blink. So that's all maxed out, of course. Wait, hold on. Was there anything else? Nope. We, of course, still have the slow gain over time. Bunch of demos to the list. Yeah, I'd love to hear about them. Never heard a skeleton complain. Sometimes my skeleton complains. If I, like, stretch real big, you'll hear, like, the pop, pop, pop. Or maybe it's not the skeleton complaining. Maybe it's the skeleton being like, oh, yeah, that felt good, motherfucker. Maybe it was the skeleton moaning in pleasure. Maybe it was the skeleton whispering sweet nothings in my ear saying, harder, daddy. Who knows? Yeah, my skeleton complains too. My skeleton, like, again, I don't know if is it a complaint or is it moaning in ecstasy? I mean, they don't call it a boner for nothing, right? I mean, maybe it's my skeleton being like, oh yeah, the good shit, bro. One can only hope. Give me back up to 20. Then give me the good sword. Back down the dungeon, baby. Back down we go. But this time we're gonna gain more schmeats. More schmeat gain. Schmeatular gains. Ooh. Are we gonna reach the boss this time? Because earlier we couldn't even reach the boss the first time we come through here. So regen bonus, sure. But still pretty good. Pretty good. 48 meat right from the get-go. Of course, we only gained 40 of it, but still not bad. And right from the get-go, we get 2 of them. Which I head right to the dude. Now, let's do another round of fighting shit. But now we're getting the little giblets that much faster. So on the one hand, it can feel like a step backwards, obviously being like, oh shit, I went down. I went down in my progression and my ability to gain things like wood, the resources that are in some way surface level. But the fancy stuff, that's the good shit. The fancy stuff, that's stuff that leads to true prosperity. Once the schmeat is gone, it's gone. But the giblets, that lasts forever. The giblets last an eternity. Human skeletons upset because they're one of the few mammals that don't have a penis bone. That's right. That's right. What are we even doing not having a penis bone? Every moment of my life that I live without having a bone inside of my penis is a squandered life that is experiencing only a small percentage of its true potential. It's very true. No penis bone, I cry every time. I cry every time. The philosophy demo. Philosophy. I don't think I know that one, actually. I don't think I know that one. But the name makes me smile. Well Dweller looks good too. Looks like some things I need to do some I need to do some resources, some researches. I need to get learnt on these things. Yeah, Well Dweller and Philosophy are the 2 big ones. More dammy dams and more leggy legs. Yep. A little bit more, then we'll dive back in. Flexi was a philosophy recommendation. If it gets a Flexi seal of approval, the Flex seal of approval, if you will, then you know it's good. Showers and not just growers? Why not both? Why not both is what I say to that. Why have to choose? Why being limited and being only able to choose one? That's how I see it. Down to the dungeon. Descend. We'll at least be able to kill the boss and be able to make a decent headway into the second floor. attack faster. Meat gain, yep. We're one-shotting a bunch of these guys. Look at that. Just cleaving through their ranks. We lost quite a bit of stuff. That's okay. Gained a bunch of stuff. So we didn't gain any more of those things. So I guess the idea is you get, when you get a boss kill is when you get another like gem gain, I suppose. So at 500, which we can get pretty soon, I'll be able to do the level upgrade. Blink, blink. Skeleton. Bugbear happens next time because we have a max of 2,000. So bugbear is 5,000, or bug brute, not bugbears. Same thing. One man's bear is another man's brute or something. My third eye. Well, I mean, you're like third one-eyed Willy, like that. It depends on what eye we're talking about here. And I don't know if I mean to open it. I mean, some people might be into that. I mean, I'm not one to judge. Not the first thing that I usually reach for. Boing. In fact, if I could spring that up again, I might use that to get the skeleton upgrade again. Skeletal upgrade. Waiting for the little gem to pop up. Is it because I keep lowering the sound effects audio? And it keeps getting it's still just like a little bit louder than I would prefer it. Just a smidge louder than I prefer. Unless it's a frequent sound, I wouldn't think that it is. I assume it's a sound effect. I mean, you hear it frequently, yes, but not quite what I was thinking. So that's probably enough for some pretty good equipment shenanigans. We'll do at least another round of this and then potentially do some other purchases. Get those guys and that one. Pretty good. That one's still a bit rich for our blood. Let's see, I can get at least, yeah, up to 2,000. So we actually have quite a bit of potential gain here. Blink. What I'll go ahead and do is I'll grab that one. Then go right back to the equipment room and go for another round. And we know that 100 meat, I think. Or is it 50? I want to say it's 100 meat. Is when you have the familiar option. A familiar option. Yeah, the click power going up doesn't make a huge difference. It's 0.4 per click. It's not much in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it helps. Every little bit helps, obviously, but... Blink. See, I can spend a whole bunch, like, real quick. 640, 640. Yeah, we'll do those two. And we'll dive back into the dungeon. Another round. Especially if I can get another shiny like that. Yep, perfect. There we go. Good enough. Good enough. Dungeon times! Descend. So I'll be watching to see when we gain another one of these things. I assumed it was on boss kill, but maybe it's more on, like, a fresh boss kill. If I kill that guy, we don't get one there. Attack damage bonus, region bonus. The region bonus actually can maybe be pretty helpful. Still at 2 of the rupees, the red rupees. As we all know, red rupees, that's a good one. That's the one number 20, according to Zelda lore. So we have 4 of those things now, which is great. Ins bonus, attack twice. Attack damage, sure. That's what we end up with. A whole lot of schmeats. Do I just dive back down? I know there was something cool at 6. Something at 6 was something else that looked really nice. That one costs 5. Do these ones. Multiplies meat gain again. Yeah, the meat gain one is a big one for sure. Back to the camp for now. Look for the storage option. And we still have, you know, well over 2,000, obviously. This is an interesting notion of an incremental / idler game where You know, there's like layers to it, right? There's layers, and there is a I don't know. I definitely like it. It's a little bit more meta, or like, I don't know if meta is the right word, but it's definitely more out there, and it's definitely more, there's more depth than I was expecting. And depth is not a bad thing. I'm never one to complain about like, you know, more density for a game like this. Especially when on the surface it seemed, after the first 10, like 5-10 minutes with the game, you start to go like, oh, okay, I figure what this game's all about. And then the game says, motherfucker, you ain't seen nothing yet. And they weren't wrong. We really hadn't. We really hadn't. So now that we're like really getting to the thick of it, I think I'm starting to see something resembling the greater scheme of what this is all going to end up looking like as we get further into it. And it's still, we've only been dealing with wood this whole time. We've yet to get to the, oh, you can have actually just purchased it. Okay, so unlock rock would be the next one. So yes, I would love to, but I can't afford it, so not yet. So the next material purchase is something that happens after a couple more rounds of this kind of thing we're doing right here. Another bug brute, and that of course increases the slow over time gain. The mice not quite as much. Now that is level 2, which is all well and good. That's all nifty and all. Boing. Nothing else we can do here. Yeah, 25k is the next material upgrade. The mice are not worth as much, generally speaking. The skeleton are pretty good. And for any of these guys, 1.2, 2.8, yeah, because we spent pretty big there. We're only at 4 right now. Yeah, I feel like I should wait until I get to 6 for the meat one. But that's the thing too, or maybe it's better to wait till we get to like 10 so I can do the meat upgrade and then like a couple of other things. Because the more we upgrade it, the greater rate we're able to overall acquire things. And of course, if you just stay on the main track, if you stay on the current track and don't go for that like next level of upgrades, it means in the short term, you'll continue gaining this stuff better, quicker even. But in the long term, you might still go, it might be a slower rate. It might be just more efficient overall to seek out these upgrades, like the rebirth upgrades on a more regular basis. Because like the leaps forward you gain in those rebirths might allow you to kind of outpace if you were to just stay the course. Stay like the current seemingly safe course. Definitely get up to, I want to get the bug brute one for sure. And then I think I want to do at least another round of dungeon exploring. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Bam. The little shinies really do help with moving this along. Bam. So yeah, so we'll do that. And of course, that doesn't help with the clicking. I don't think we can actually get it to level 2 in its current state. I think it has to be the next. I think it has to be like the next round, basically the next storage increment. Because it helps, it's just not a huge jump forward necessarily. It's clicker madness, yeah. At least in this case, I'm able to just like hold as opposed to going like ba 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 ba, so I can just hold. Thank goodness, because yeah, that's a game like that requires you to like click individually. That would be a great way to just fucking delete your mouse's durability. It'd be a great way to just lose your goddamn shit. Any more lore learned just yet? Not really, not really. Right now we're kind of in that like, kind of that loop right now of leveling up the temporary stuff and then leveling up the proper like long-term meta progression stuff. So I'm going to do another round of dungeon stuff pretty soon here. In fact, let's go ahead and dive in now. More dungeon times. When you go past this floor, you can only leave after beating the boss. There's that one. Attack twice, regen bonus. Reflecting 10% is not that exciting. I would say give me that regen bonus, because that's always nice. And the regeneration, of course, does prolong our our time here, because it means we're able to, like, regenerate health slowly. We're still losing more than we're gaining, obviously. But if I can get another 10%, I would consider it. I would consider it. And, of course, I love material gain. Rate of material gain going up would also be nice. I think we can defeat this boss. Yeah. Give me that regen bonus. Sure. Actually, no. Give me the experience bonus, because we're not going to be here for much longer. We're on the way out. At least we're able to kill a bunch of these guys, which is nice. We're really able to reach the boss. That's kind of nice. Acknowledged. So we got 6 this time. I'm gonna say that's good enough for me. See what could be. I could just go right for the meat gain again. The downside with meat gain is that it's only for meat. What was the one that was for resource overall? This effectiveness of all equipment. Familiar damage. Set to, yeah, automatic production. Oh, wait. Automatic production multiplication. That would be nice. I guess that's the thing, too. There was the one about... experience gain. But that's an expensive one, obviously. This is meat loss on death. Overall meat gain. Effectiveness of all things. Yeah, there's the one about, more meat from impaling a familiar. Start with more materials. Gain more of your offline production. Wait, do you gain stuff when the game is not running? Surely not. Max level goes up, that'd be nice. I mean, I want all these things. I want all of them. And of course, this one's nice too, like, gain more of the hemoliths. But that's expensive. 35 to get more of those fuckers. Like, holy cannoli. So, I kind of want the meat gain one for sure. But maybe I should make it more worth our while. So maybe we'll do another round. And see if we can acquire more of these dudes. And then come back. Back to the camp. We're full right now on the stuff. Materials. So I don't have enough. We're a little bit shy of like a major upgrade here, unfortunately. So give me the skeletons. And the crows as well are nice. I really can't. I can barely afford, or rather, I can't afford right now, obviously, but we'll eventually be able to afford another click upgrade. I think what I would rather just do though is juice this up pretty good, do a big ol' push for equipping our upgrading our equipment, and then just kind of dive in that way. Yeah, there's a bunch of meta progression stuff I'd really love. Love to go shopping. So get this up decently high. Yeah, not gonna bother with the crows. Get it to... I'll give it the next shiny. There we go. So big upgrade for all of our stuff. Yeah, at least get that one. And that's a pretty good one. Like we were saying earlier, that's for better regenerations. Like, in fact, I might even do another round of get the stuff. Is there any lore? I mean, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Yeah, making Mickey Mouse nervous. Yeah, I mean, we know we've woke up here. We know that we don't know why we're here. We know that this voice has beckoned us to learn more about this place and try to find our way. And we know we've met God. And we fed him a crow's beak. And he allowed us to learn the means of being reborn with like greater potential in ourselves. Not much. We don't know a whole lot, really. There's a lot we don't know, but it is interesting. It is interesting, and it is fucking weird. Dungeon time. Descend. Look at that. We're actually we're regaining more than we're losing in floor 1, which is nice. So it's all for free. This first area is all for free, which is nice. Boss is a little bit spicier, obviously. Yeah, it's better damage. Better damage, better pizza, Papa John's. We reach the boss. Does a little bit of damage to us, not too bad. We can go for the heal. Or I could say, give me the experience, give me the experience. And eventually we'll get the crows. So I haven't gained any more Hemolith from this particular venture. This game is very interesting, and I'm liking it a lot so far. I'm like vibing with what this is going for. I'll say this much: as a stream game, it might be a little bit of a tough sell, as there's this looping, incremental nature. It's almost like the game. It's almost like this genre is called an incremental genre. I know, crazy, right? But the incremental nature of this game and like the iterations are going through, like the real, very deliberate iterations we're going through, means that you guys are being shown the same content over and over again, with numbers that are slightly better. But like the really crunchy numbers that we're having here might be kind of boring to some of you guys, and that would be perfectly acceptable. So I'll say this much: this game is very cool, and I like it a lot, and I recommend it. But it doesn't look like much from, like, you know, from the outside looking in, at least. And I, as a stream game, I'm not so sure. Or even as, like, as primary monitor content. As a primary monitor game, this game might come up short for some folks. I'm gonna go ahead and spend the stuff, by the way. This game might come up short for, like, as, like, a first monitor game. Or maybe not a first monitor game, but, like, as the main thing holding your attention. But this would be a great game, though, or you're watching a stream, you're watching a YouTube video, you're watching a movie, and you kind of have this off to the side. Not like the usual idler games that run in the background necessarily. So when I think of idler games, I think of like it runs in the background. This still deserves your attention on a regular basis, but you can like kind of, maybe not turn your brain off fully, but you can have like another thing to focus on while you're playing it. I think this game would excel quite well in that regard. So I'm going to spend the goods. I'm gonna say, give me the meats. Next upgrade is huge. Reduce meat loss would not be a bad idea. I would say sword, good. Helmet expertise, equipment discount. Wouldn't be a shabby idea. Yeah, so like when you know, if I were to get this one, this opens these up, of course. They're expensive, but it opens them up. Meat loss on death go down. Same with this one. Well, I can't afford it right now, but if I were to go to that one, it would mean the automatic production goes up, which is something to consider. It really is. All equipment effectiveness. That sounds nice. Boots upgrade? Why the fuck not? Why wouldn't it? So I'll spend all of it. I'm ready. Reborn again. Gain a total of 10 Hemolith was the achievement we just got. Back to level 0. Back to level 0 we go. So, back to the mats. Yep. Nice and familiar here. Yep. Max that all out. Yep. Get as many mice as our mice-sized hands can carry. And we're back up to full. Let's get some equipment stuffs. Boink, boink. So yeah, once again, that cyclical nature of the rebirth. It's a little weird. It just keeps starting over. Like, it's a little bit bizarre. But there's no denying that it's like leading somewhere. And the god lad that beckons us has informed us that there's something deeper in the dungeon that we seek. Something deeper and danker. What is it exactly? Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? But what you seek is deeper. Is all he shared with us so far. I'll go for the regen one next. Actually, can I afford it? No, not quite. I'll help this along. Wink. In fact, I'll max that one out. At least it's this part is nice and quick to juice up, which is helpful. Eventually there'll be something nice over there, but we need some kind of light source for that one. And with that, down the dungeon we go. Can we at least beat the first guy? Probably. We're getting more meat. We're getting a whole lot more meat. Holy moly, it's not even close. Extra attack. Give me that crit chance. Not that it makes a huge difference. So we lost very little meat and gained over 100. And that's in the first level. That's in the first layer of this weird shit we're here to deal with. So now we get to do 2 upgrades back to back, which is pretty sick. which means quickly we get not only crows, we can jump right into skeletons too. Right into skeletons. Like we're like kind of skipping tiers now, which is pretty sick. What's up, Aldo? Appreciate you guys popping in, and thank you again to Soapy Shark for that raid. That's very nice of her. Raiding into us while we're playing these weirdo games that I love to play. I love the weirdo games. I love the weirdo shit. But it's some weird shit, all right. It's some weird shit for sure. Bam! Look at that. Look at that. Now I got the tier 2 tree harvesting. Can I afford more skeletons? Yes. Bam. Bam. In fact, we can get up to 1,000 for another skeleton. Skeletons. The crows are great, but the skeletons are the big ones. We're back up to 2 of the Horripilant, of the Hemolanths, is what they're called, I believe. Bam. I can also juice these up. Might as well. Might as well. Yep. Get the mice. Again, the mice aren't really as much of a huge deal, but we are gaining enough to level them up at such a quick rate. Might as well. And of course, when that happens, that's a huge one. Big, McLarge, huge. I think we'll get this maxed up to 2,000. We'll get one more skeleton to kind of round us out. We'll do a few more rounds of fighting the bad guys in the dungeon, getting more of the little rupees. Because at least our rate of acquiring those rupees is going up, and that is pretty nifty. Skeletons are maxed out. Let's do that one real quick. I probably should go up for the clickings. I'll get another click upgrade. Boink, boink. And then I'm gonna do, why the hell not? At least the gems popping up really do help. So the gems popping up are pretty nifty. And it nudge us along. Because otherwise there's a lot of just kind of sitting here with your mouse button held down. So with that actually did max us out, so I can do this a bunch. Whole bunch of upgrades. Whole bunch of upgrades. Look at that, we just fucking flew through that shit. And that's not even... That's like, because we're like skipping past 2 tiers of upgrades, it takes so little to nudge things forward. So we actually have quite a bit more of stuff to acquire. Look. That maxes us out. Are there any other material things I can gain? Material gains, as it were? No, there are not. No, there are not. We'll do at least a couple more. In fact, what I'll probably do is at least get the sword and the helmet maxed out, because I think those are the ones that have like a greater rate of upgrades. I think those are the greater rate of upgrades. Of course, I like this one a lot because that's health regen. Normally, health regen is not a thing I focus on in games like this, but health regen really is our only way of healing, and the regeneration really does help us last in those dungeons longer. So it is a pretty good difference maker. But once that ticks over, I'll get the sword, and then I'll go back to the equipment screen, or to the resources screen, and do a little bit more harvesting. Like that one, that maxes us out again. Alright, so we'll do... can basically do just one more of each thing. Then we'll dive back in. Boink. So I'll do that basically twice. And of course, if I get another gem, that'll top us off fully. So it's at 1.28 is when an upgrade is available. They're not being overly generous with the gems this time around. There it is. That means I can just do this, and then wait a little bit longer. And there we are. Bam. Dungeon time! If I had 100 meats, we could go in for a little familiar friend. So the first dungeon, always a pretty easy one. No need to heal myself. Regen bonus would actually not be bad. Not be shabby at all. We're still taking quite a bit of damage, but the regen does help tremendously. And of course, we don't have a lot of health is the thing, because we're fairly low level, all things considered. Experience bonus will help. But the reality is we just haven't been through very many dungeon encounters. So we lose our health pretty quickly. Still getting the guy, though, pretty good. Defense bonus. So So 173 meat lost, but over 1,000 meat gained, which is big McLarge huge. In fact, I'm kind of curious. Not the hole, it's the back rooms. Actually, hold on. We're full on the stuff, so I might as well do this. And then, of course, 2,000. I think, yeah, bug brutes are the big one. So I'll get enough for the bug brute. Just to spend it. Then I'll look to see what the if there's a familiar option for us. Is it that much? There very well might be. The fella. So into the back rooms. 100 meat? Sure, why the hell not? Throw him the meats. He births a mouse for us. Beautiful. Circle of life. Beautiful, terrifying fucking thing that is. So yeah, so at 1.25 we'll be able to do big meat upgrade. The big schmeats. We know that the cost for equipment is at 2.56, and we're able to do that one there. Yeah, that's all well and good. But now I want the bug brutes. And also, okay, no, I can't afford spiders. Spiders are expensive, as we all know. Everyone loves a nice and luxurious spider. None of that cheap stuff. Those 8 legs don't come cheap. Yo, what's up, Peacock? Oh, they point out you can loop stuff. That's a good point, too. That's a really good point. I saw that option. I hadn't really considered it. But you're right. If I wanted to level my guy up and or get a fuck ton of meat, we could just loop a floor, like the first, like, 1 or 2 floors where we are able to, like, persist. You know, we're able to, what's the word? It's sustainable. It's sustainable, our ability to like, outlast the damage that we're receiving. So to your point, Peacock, that actually might not be a bad idea, especially if and I could see where that's where this game would really potentially shine as an honest to goodness proper idler, because then, you know, you could have that kind of run in the background, do something else, and then come back, and now you got like 10,000 meat to spend, and you haven't gained any of the hemolots, but still, like, that could really be huge if you wanted a fuck ton of experience or meats. So yeah, that makes plenty of sense. That's a really smart idea. Very smart stuff. I think what I'll do is I'll get the bug brute again. Actually, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just get it maxed out. I want to get it maxed out, though, so that way I can go shopping for equipment and all that jazz. Blink. What we could do, to that point, I could do the bug brute. You know what? We could even, yeah, we could do Peacock's idea, where it's like, do the bug brute upgrade, and then instead of sitting on this screen, let it auto gain the materials for us, go into the dungeon, farm some shit for a while, then come back, and by the time we're done, we'll have probably gotten close to max out anyway. Of course, being able to click the things does help. That does boost us forward pretty good, but eventually, 2,000 when you have a max of 20,000 is nice, but 2,000 when you have a max of 200,000, yeah, then the rate the thing scale starts to fall away as far as how much that benefits you. It starts to you have to kind of reel it in a little bit. So what I might just do is get one more little gem fella, then buy myself some pretty upgrades. It's free real estate. That's right. Boink. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. There we go. So let's go shopping. And then I'll get that one at least, because that's attack speed, and I do love the health regen one. That one helps bigly. Go back to the fun screen for a moment, and we have a familiar this time too, and that'll help, because that helps our overall combat ability. Give me another shiny. Just give me a shiny fella, a little shiny boy. Just a little one. Yeah. Give me that guy. That one, and then I think I said. Because 10,000 per any of those is a little bit rich for our blood. So give me up to 5 again, and then we'll talk business. For the shiny, sometimes it can appear down below. Also, I can click anywhere on the screen. It don't matter. None of this matters. Wink. There we go. Any other thing you want to do while I'm here? Yeah, get in the mouse. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? Dungeon and floor 1, motherfucker. So we can loop the current floor. And we can actually keep an eye on the wood here. The wood gainifications. And of course, each time you loop the floor file, you get the bonuses still. So the experience gain is nice. I don't know if the boon is a one-time thing. If you beat the boss again, you get another thingy. I don't know what that is, by the way. Oh, something mysterious happens at 10. That's what they're saying. Something weird happens at 10. And the furthest we've made it in this particular occasion is 4. In this loop of being reborn. So like I was saying, so we can actually probably go to floor 2. And also, yeah, I think the boon is a one-time thing. Yeah, so we're just getting the resources. So let's go back to let's go continue floor 2 then, and see how that looks next. Because you know floor 1 is sustainable. Now we're in floor 2. It's overall sustainable still, yeah. That's pretty good. Wood's at about 8,000. We're of course not gaining the Hemolanths, but still. More experience bonus, yeah. That's great. What a great opportunity for leveling our guy up big time. Yeah, thank you to Peacock for reminding me about that feature, because I hadn't really considered it, honestly. Now we're slowly losing a bit more. So you know what I think I might do? Yeah, we're slowly losing more than we're gaining. I think I'll say, let's go ahead and go to the next floor. Let's exit at floor 5. Sure. If we make it to floor 5, get the fuck out of here. That sounds good. Should probably be clicking this and help this along. Regen bonus. We've got enough meat to play with. Give me that regen. You can never have too much meat. Listen to me. I've got enough meat. Heresy. Heresy and bullshittery. So because we left prematurely, we didn't actually lose anything because we didn't die. That's just kind of neat. And the stuff has gone pretty high. 15,000 is pretty good. More storage. Yes. 25,000. We get the big one. The big tree upgrade. We're at 8 of the Hemolanth right now. So we've gone a little bit further that time, which is great. Yeah, we're looking for 25,000 or the bug brute, of course. 25,000, I think, makes the most sense for that guy. 2-point-something thousand Schmeats is pretty good. We could sacrifice our mouse and shop to see if there's anything else, but I think like 2,000 is not enough for like a big jump in familiar opportunities. 25,000, come on, 25,000. Oh, here, 25, there's 25. I got the tree. The full ass tree, baby. Now, are the shinies upgraded as well? And also the rock upgrade, that happens at 250,000, which we obviously are, our maximum can't quite touch just yet. Where's the shinies? I want to see what the shinies look like. Because up to now, they've been 2,000 as the maximum amount. 2.4. So the shinies are starting to upgrade as well. Slowly, they grow with each acquisition. Another bug brute. And also, we can actually afford spiders now. In fact, let's go for the spider next. Spider excites me greatly. Oh, looks like it taps out at 2.4 then. So you know that is a 150 gain per second, so very big and very large overall gain. Knowing me, I probably never even attempted to shop for the spiders because it takes a while to get to that point, obviously. So the bug brutes are great. 30 per second is real great. Where you're getting into this many thousands. No, let's do this. Let's do the click power a couple times. Should I go for level 2? Let's do it. Level 2. I got the achievement for getting a material click up to 10 per click. which is nice. You know, now we're at 10,000. Like, look at that. We're flying. We do be flying. Again, that's first time. It's the first time it's gotten to level 2, which is nice too. So eventually this will be max level, by the way. Upgrade max material. Oh wait, unless we're saying that right now this is the max level. Oh, okay. I see. So that can't actually go any further. A spider lumberjack with 8 axes. That's what I'm secretly hoping is what would be going on here. Now, of course, it's a slight bummer that we can't see the fellas we're hiring. I can't see the bug brutes. We can't see the skeletons. We can't see the crows or the mice. But boy, howdy, would I love to see a skeleton. Not skeleton. Well, I mean, I almost said a skeleton spider. Maybe I do want to see a skeleton spider, but I definitely want to see a spider lumberjack. A skeleton spider lumberjack? Whoa, that's too sexy. Come on, Alex. Come on, Alex. Be reasonable. That much raw sexual energy, that might kill somebody. Give some poor viewer a heart attack with that level of raw sex appeal. Too much, man. Too much. Almost to 50,000 for the first time. Spiders incoming. Oh shit, motherfucker! Spider. Very good. 150 per second. I mean, that is big. That is big gains. Love me some big gains. And to that point, we could do another click upgrade. Click power getting real good. Takes 59,000 though. Goddamn. Let's just do some shoppings. Boop boop. Oh, okay. This guy I truly did mean some shoppings. 10,000 for that guy. Yeah. The scale of these things are starting to, and I've really not fucked with any of these. We probably could, but these things are temporary. I know this guy's got the goods. 0.4,000 meat. You know what? Let's do this. I will back to the camp. I'll impale the fella. So we get half of the meat of what used to be your best friend. That's right. And now I can go back into the back room. So, yeah, the nearest one is 8 million. So the scale of the meat gets fucking wild. The scale of the meat gets fucking wild, man. Holy moly. Holy goddamn moly. I mean, I'm not surprised, but wow. Wow, wee wow. That is bazonkers. Equipment. Boink, boink, boink. I think what we'll probably do is we'll do another 20,000 gain, then we'll jump on in. Jump on in for more of the stuff. You know what? Give me them skeletons. Yeah, 8,000 or not 8,000. 15 gain is great. If the next upgrade is 8,000, that's where it's like, ooh, that's a bit much. A bit much. Another bug brute might be kind of neat. The temptation to get lured by the boners. The nice bonular temptations are sometimes hard to resist. Too real, man. Too fucking real. Yeah, so we need 20,000. For like a proper equipment investment. And another shiny. Bam, we made it. These two, yeah, those two. Yeah. Yep. Go and get that guy and that guy too. Why the hell not? Into the dungeon. Start with floor 1. It's because it's a free bonus, basically. Free bonus real estate. Regen bonus is nice. Hitting a crit. Yep, I like all that. So we're at 8 of these fellers right now. It's still weird how it says 0, and then it says +8. I don't exactly know what to make of that. 0, but +8. I'm a little bit unclear what that kind of means overall. So it's like you have none, but you have 8 of them. Implied you have 8 of these. Kill the familiar for 10%. He's actually doing fine. He's doing just fine. For the little circle thingies. I think that clang was like a crit. Big crit energy. Experience, regen. Regen bonus 30% is pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Yeah, let's do it. It's a crow. Still at 8 gained right now. A lot of crows. Floor 5, so we get to exit at floor 6. That is assuming we get to make it that long. Letting a crit, attacking twice. I think it already shows what we have previously invested. Oof. Made it this far. Kill yourself, feel familiar, more experience, more experience. Like, I wanted to tell it, like, yeah, let's go ahead and leave here once we make it to the end. That is assuming we make it to the end. I mean, we're doing great with these things gained. So, I don't know, man. Maybe we push it to the limit even further. Every new floor is a new reward. We're still holding it down, man. We're still holding it down. Kill myself? Fuck it. Why the hell not? It's not much, but it's something. It means more of these things gained. You know, maybe we take this all the way to floor 10. Because we know something awaits us at floor 10. We don't know what it is. But something awaits. Something devious, evil, sexy, all the above. One can only hope. We've reached a bit of an equilibrium. Like, we're holding it down relatively well. I mean, we're slowly eking out the health, obviously, but the rate at which we're losing health has gone down considerably. We're still doing a lot of damage. Tech bonus. Familiar mist. Yeah, these guys are very dodgy. Yeah, see, it's like that starting. The rate at which we're losing it is going up because this has gone up quite a bit too. I really want to see what's at 10. We're at floor 9 right now. Can we do it? I don't know. I think floor 10 we're probably gonna get got. Let's have us exit at floor 10. Especially when the screen is getting all bad and it's sad looking. We exit with a dick ton of meat. An absolute dick ton of meat. So much schmeats. And of course, in the grand scheme of things, it's still not enough to do, like, any huge upgrades. Other than our storage, which is all well and dandy. Can't even afford another spider. But if I just kind of harvest the goods for a little bit, we can get another spider going. Our mouse took quite a bit of damage, but we've healed up to full. And we're hugely leveled this time. Crazy, big, McLarge, huge, hugely leveled. Maybe at 10, there's like a whole bunch of these guys awaiting us. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be sick as hell? Another spider. Anything else? Anything else? I mean, there's not a whole lot I can afford right now, obviously. Wink. That gets you 6.3 thousand. So it scales based on your maximum amount, most likely, is what's happening. Actually, not that far behind to being able to afford the next meat upgrade. Storage upgrade, that is. And for that matter, our max is 2 million. So I could go for the amalgams, or I could go for the wood. I'm sorry, the wood, the rock. I could go for the rock upgrade, or the rock purchase. It's just the rate of acquiring the wood. Yeah, I wish I could see them too. I wish I could see the 3 bug brutes, the 2 spiders, and 5 skeletons, 8 crows, 14 mice. I'd love to see the little fellas. When we played All Hail the Orb, being able to see the little dudes and the stations, like, buzzing with activity was always really cool. Straight buzzing. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's go shopping. Buy ourselves something pretty. 20,000, yeah. So we're still acquiring things at a pretty good rate, but not fast enough where we're having a hard time keeping up. We still have many means of spending these things, many things to spend these things on. So, of course, we could skip right to, say, floor 8 or floor 9. What I might do is maybe start at floor 5. That being said, though, I mean, the incremental bonuses are pretty neat. They are pretty darn neat, so you might as well. Might as well start at floor 1. Like, why the fuck not? Why the fuck not, man? You might as well. And of course, you know, these things don't cost much relative to how much meat we have right now. 30 seconds of damage boost, healing boost. Again, these are all temporary boosts, so it's like, it's, you know, one-time use. It's hard to get excited about them, but they are options. They are options, and they're so cheap. They're so damn cheap. Let's just sit here long enough to get another bug brute, I suppose. I mean, another spider would be cool, or our first amalgam would be exciting. But if I get enough to hire an amalgam, I might as well get the rocks unlocked for the first time. That shit would rock. So let's go for another bug brute and see that's good enough. And then we'll throw ourselves into the dungeon. It is getting pretty late, and I was saying how I have to get up actually at a pretty early hour on the morn. Gotta get up, take a shower, then drive about 40 or so minutes for a family gathering. I gotta be there at 8 a.m. I mean, it's not like I'll be in trouble if I get there late, but it's like it would reflect well upon me to get there at a responsible hour. Now, one thing we could do is we could throw the meat on the fire and then go into the dungeon. See what happens. The answer might be nothing, but the fact that you can do that beyond the first time you do it. The first time you do it, of course, you get the evasion bonus. First time you do it, you of course get the key that was obscured in the fireplace itself. And presumably there's other reasons why you'd want to douse the flames. Be other reasons for it. So it's like I should experiment every so often, especially because it costs 100 meat. 100 meat is nothing by this point in the game. Earlier on, of course, that's a fuck ton. But right now, it's, you know, with the meat gain we have, that's nothing. That ain't nothing but a thing. Experience gain to 18 of the fun. Oh, okay, the fire has reignited. Yeah. As fully expected. So floor 5, we're doing great on health. We don't have the really nice bonus to our health regen this time. We have I think an evasion bonus and yeah, the meat gain and the experience gain. And we're a much higher level this time, obviously. Floor 6, we're doing pretty good on health. Floor 7. And that attack damage bonus. Not that it's a huge difference maker, but for the crows it can be nice because they're pretty beefy. Pretty tanky. Bam. Gonna get to bed pretty soon. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I do appreciate folks popping in and watching for part of the stream tonight. Of course, we had that really nice raid from Soapy Shark. That was really nice of her. Really cool streamer buddy of ours. Cool person. Defense bonus, or I could heal myself, but 10% of my max health. About 200 HP, which is, I mean, not that much. I'll just give me that defense. Like, at 3 we're going, I'm pretty confident we're getting to floor 10. I'm pretty confident. Will it be an enormous jump in difficulty and like, meatiness of the bad guys? Maybe. Only one way to find out, baby. Or, like, damage-wise, we're doing just fine. It's more the beefiness of our health pool and our defense and ability to heal. That's like the determining factor, but damage-wise, we're doing just fine. Evasion bonus. It's a 0.2% evasion bonus. It's not much. Not much. So by this point, we had, once we got to floor, beat floor 9, rather. Once we beat floor 9, we just fled. We've never even seen anything into floor 10. Who knows what dickery awaits us there? Dickery and clickery. Because we're clicking the mouse sometimes. Speaking of mouse, get his ass. Alright. Can do the heal self. Or purple. I wonder if the purple is significant at all. Purple! This is floor 10. Things are spicy and weird. We found a skeleton. You found a lamp. Oh, and we also got a raid from Rhinopticlops. What's up, buddy? Rhinopticlops, you might have been one of the ones that recommended this game to me. Or maybe I was watching you stream it. I can't exactly remember. This is Horripilant. It's fucking weird. But I like weird shit, so, you know. I'm kind of vibing with it. Thank you for that raid, my man. We found a lamp for the first time, which means that, of course, will give us some new functionality we did not have previously in the camp area. And that actually might have been the question mark. The question mark might have been the thing that says, yes, there's something in floor 10. You don't have to beat it to get the thing for it. Who knows? We actually haven't gained any more of the fellas just yet. But maybe we're about to. Maybe we're about to. I'm going to click there, and then I'm going to do a shout-out for the boy. Hold on, click that. For my boy. What's up, buddy? Thank you again for that raid, Rhinopticlops. Super nice of you, buddy. Always a pleasure getting to chill with you. Always nice getting to watch your streams and see what you've been up to, my mans. Rhinopticlops, cool dude. Cool dude, cool streamer. Solid choice in games. Dude is he's a cool lad. We like that guy. He's neat. Floor 11, by the way. Keep an eye on our health. We're keeping an eye on it, man. Yeah, I think you were one of the ones I was watching stream it, and I was like, this game seems fucking weird. And I need to know. You probably know all too well what we're all about right now. We've been reborn a number of times by now. We've been reborn a number of times. We've, you know, increased our progression of things and leveled up our, you know, the meta progression, really. But this is our first time making it this far into the dungeon. We got the lamp just moments earlier. And this is just I understand the tip of the iceberg. Hashtag just the tip, man. That's just how it goes, man. Yeah. Made a video about it. Oh, man. Oh, we haven't put it out yet? Oh, dude, I would love to see it. I'd love to see it, man. It's pretty cool and very mysterious. The mysterious nature of it all just makes it so fucking weird and bizarre. But I'm vibing with it, man. Rhinopticlops, as always, if you have any clips to share, man, you're always welcome to share them because I'm always a big fan of what you're up to. You're a cool dude, and I really do appreciate you, man. Oh, we're about to lose our mouse, which honestly is okay because we could just get a new one. Get a new one fairly easily and fairly cheaply. How far did you get into this game, if you don't mind me asking? As you can probably guess, yeah, we lost it from there. There it is. You can probably guess we've made it to floor 12 for the first time. We found the lamp for the first time. Our like rate of acquiring, what is it, level 3? So you can probably guess generally kind of where we're at, just in the grand scheme of things. We're definitely starting to struggle a little bit more with the combat here. We're gonna gain a little bit more of those guys. I might even do the rebirth pretty soon here. But what I might go ahead and do, though, is just unlock the rocks to see what happens. Do the lamp. Yep, we got that thing. So I might unlock the rocks, which I've never messed with yet. I'm keeping an eye on it. We might, let's leave. If we can reach the end of floor 13, we'll get the fuck out of here. That is if we can beat this boss. Lucky number, by the way. Lucky number. We beat the boss of floor 12. Can we do it? If you can believe it. It's a crow battle once again. Get his ass. We got there. Look how few floors we've made it through in the grand scheme of things. How deep does this fucker go? Who fucking knows, man? Who knows? Who knows how deep this fucker goes? Only the shadow knows, my friends. So, there's a lot, of course, that we can't mess with right now in here. Can I light this thing up? Nope, can't do it. Can I do something with that guy? Nope, nope. So, none of these things can do jack dick. What if I put out the fire? Actually, hold up real quick. Materials. Unlock. Purchase. Unlocked rock. So now I can mine the rocks. It's a satisfying noise. Chung, 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 chung. And I guess while I'm here... Yeah, give me the goods. So now I can say... Oh, still, yes, I see. Oh, that was the meats. There we go, so I can get all that jazz. We don't actually know anything that costs rock, but it'll probably happen. Things will probably cost rock pretty soon here. And that's only storage for the rock, I suspect. Yes, and now it's the meat storage. There we go. And that one too. There it goes. Now everything's getting nice and juiced up. So you get wood skeletons and wood rocks and I'm sorry, wood skeletons and wood crows and rock skeletons and rock crows. What a weird fucking game, man. I love it. Chunk, 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 chunk. So that's all neat. That's all well and good and weird and fascinating. But like I just said, I think it might be time for another rebirth. I think it might be time for another rebirth. Although what I'm really curious about is in the back room. So can I use my torch? My lamp. I need more light. If I could just use the lamp. I hadn't thought that far. Yeah, we just kind of leave the game on, which is actually not a bad way to do it because I've never really like played a proper idle game or idler game. We did play All Hail the Orb last week, and I really liked that game. That game is a little bit more of an involved idler. It's an incremental game for sure, but the idler nature of it is not as big of a focus. There's always like stuff to do, whereas in this game you could legit benefit from just kind of chilling for a bit. Legit. Give him the lamp. Okay, he doesn't want it. Kind of figured. What if I put out the fire and then go here? So of course I can only get the one fella. Can't just use it. I was hoping there'd be like some kind of way where I could say like use the lamp to be able to see the shiny. The noises are fucking wild, he says. Put the little guys to work, man. That's right, man. Might as well. Lord knows that, you know, the rate of things can only take us so far. That's how it goes. Was there anything else? That looks the same. Of course, the dungeon is the same. Equipment room is most of the same. That, of course, leads to there, right. Yeah, of course, that looks nice and spooky. It's all dark like this. Get a rock skeleton. And then, of course, it comes back. Right, yeah. Yeah, so I guess I'm not too sure what to do with the lamp. It's a little surprising. I kind of figured there'd be something obvious. Just something else here. Because, I mean, there's like... stuff to click. And it says, can't do it right now. Oops. We tried... Oops. Yeah, this one, it's too heavy to lift by hand, which makes sense. It's too small to fit my hand through. The key doesn't fit this lock. Well, that's good because it's not a key, it's a lamp. There's nothing else in the fire itself. Very mysterious. I mean, there's probably more that we need then. Probably more to kind of like more to that is yet to be revealed. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Crit hit chance. Okay, so there's other nifty things. Yeah. For the rock part of it, boon effectiveness, reflection chance. Wow. So like going into the next kind of tier of equipment really does up the ante. Vampire hits. You can get health steal. That's kind of sick. So let's see what this is going to be then. See what our options are. He did 100%. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. And it came back. You have to unlock it in the prestige tree. I'm guessing that's what this stuff is right here, right? Yeah, this is the prestige tree, probably. He does have the Clippy, by the way. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Let's see what Ryan Autoclops has been up to on his stream. Have there been other games you've been kind of curious about? Like if there are things you've got on your radar for things you want to stream soon? I'm always down to see your game selections. You always have a very good taste in the stuff you're up to on your streams. It's funny too, because when I mute the game in OBS, it doesn't always mute it for me specifically. So like the background noise is still there, so it's like spooky right now. It's all spooky. It's like, here, I'll unmute it for a second. It's like, this is what I'm hearing right now. Spooky and mysterious. Ooh. I've heard this game is really good, by the way. It looks really good. Mina the Hollower looks like a very good one.
There's just like a whole little argument. Okay, I need to not be stupid. Okay, apparently I don't know how to not be stupid.
Yep, I know the feeling. Oh, here he goes, gaming. Oh, okay. I think he recovered though. I think he recovered.
Like a whole little argument.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to
not be stupid, and then he immediately jumps in the edge. Yep.
Okay, apparently
lose a little bit of health.
Not be stupid.
But then he locks in.
There we go.
You see? I mean, I think he got out of it. That was a little scary there, but he got it. When you lock in like that, that's when you know it's all right. He's gonna be okay. He's got it figured out. It's a gamer right there. Mina's a good one. Yeah, it looks very good. Looks very, very good. Yeah, I've not watched too much of it because I've done it spoiled for myself, but it looks pretty solid. Just gonna chill for a bit. Yeah. It sounds good, man. Thanks again for that raid. Try not to collapse. I'm probably not too far behind you. I'm probably not too far to where I need to wrap it up myself. It is getting quite late, but I can spend some stuff. I'm ready. So so last time we did a little bit of these kinds of deals. Make the leggings a little bit nicer, the boots a little bit nicer. Millers do a little bit more damage. I'm definitely curious about automatic production going up. So I think I'm tempted to go for that one. And then that one, just to get those. Max material storage goes up. I'd be able to afford not all three of those. Damage multiplier inversely proportional to the amount of health you have. Which could actually be really nifty, because our health gets pretty low in certain points. Multiplies experience gain would be definitely a good idea. Start at a certain level, which is pretty neat. So jump you up by... Is that plus 100? So level 100, that's pretty impressive. Just upgrade. We've already done equipment experience, just overall equipment experience. Or, not experience, effectiveness. There was, what was it? Clickable? Oh, that is it. That's it. Yeah, the click value of materials. And then the automatic production. So they both go up quite a bit. So I can't get that one too. Experience gain would be really nice. Can't get that one as well. Reduce the loss on death, which would not be a shabby one. Sword effectiveness is already up a little bit. So too is that one. Go for the leggings expertise. And I cannot defy death, obviously. 1,000 is a bunch. Leftover scraps also a bunch. That's pretty cool, though. I like that one. That's pretty neat. So, I'm gonna say... So let's see, as the benefit of to be up to 0.4. Whereas this one is more deliberate. I would say reduce the meat loss. And then give me... Just kind of everything goes up. That sounds good. I am ready. Reborn me, please. We've become reborn, and of course, in doing so, we have truly reset on everything. And that does include wood production. Wood production also resets. So, back down to 20. A familiar kind of situation. Oh, but look how quickly we juice ourselves up. Like, it just takes a few clicks, and now we are flying. Now we are flying with how quickly we can click things. It's like 2 clicks. And we're like insta-full. Just instantly full. It's crazy. Of course, the auto gain is pretty neat. But the immediate, like the deliberate click, huge. Whoops. So if I do like some quick menuing, some quick clicking, man, the rate at which these things are growing is quite incredible. So now the need to kind of sit there with your mouse button held down as you're leveling things up. I'd almost be curious to see what could happen if you took 2 people playing this game. You had one person that never did the rebirths ever. They just never did the rebirths. And then you have the other guy rebirth at every maybe not every possible opportunity, but do what I'm doing. Rebirth whenever you've got a decent number of the fellas charged up, and see how long it takes for the rebirthing guy to overtake the dude that stayed the line the whole time and never blinked. Because you know, it's an understandable, I think, an understandable feeling to look at that and be like, oh, it makes me feel bad to like unwind all my progression and like lose what feels like, you know, great progress temporarily, of course, but once you see how quickly you can build it back, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty fucking wild, man. So, you know, I mean, this part also resets. You know, we're still back at level 1. We got a Hiver over on YouTube. What's up, Hiver? We're doing pretty well. It's a very strange little game we're playing, but I'm having a good time with it. But we are gonna die here. That's fine. We still got over 100 meats. We're still under 100, so I can't do like anything huge. Just kidding. I can just do some pretty big ones. And it just goes up so much faster, especially if I do this. If I just click it a couple times, yeah, or hold it, yeah, it's very good. And then do that one, bam. So I can afford the. Oh, that's a good point too. I forgot about that. Yeah. So now it really jumps up. Woo, doggy. And of course the auto earners, of course, are great too. All right, yeah, I should up that one too. I can give me the crowsies. Why the hell not? Bam. Bam. The mice too. Yeah, I guess I skipped over a lot of those guys. So we're pretty much all maxed out as far as, maybe not all, but now, yeah, with the exception of that last crow, now we're maxed out as far as like the stuff we can carry right now. So the fact that we're able to just kind of jump that much faster and that much more efficiently through these these upgrades, it's pretty goddamn wild. So do a whole bunch of upgrades here. Bump, 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 bump. Yep, just go through a whole bunch. Like that guy to fill it up again. Go through it again. God damn, it just it jumps in efficiency so much quicker. So much quicker. Doing some StarCraft. Yeah, StarCraft, I'd actually never played very much StarCraft. I played a decent bit of Warcraft 3 back in the day. I never played online, but I played the single player campaign and loved it. But yeah, this Warcraft, like some of the later Warcraft campaigns, like the Orc campaign and the Night Elf campaign can be pretty tough. What little I played of StarCraft, I was never any good at the game, but what little I played of it, it was like, oh yeah, this game's got some juice, man. This game is requires a lot of brain energy. Not for the faint of heart, for sure. Back in the dungeon. We're just gonna sail through the first couple of them, I do believe. Like, only level 5, so we're under-leveled, but way over-equipmentified to make up for it. Meat gain, regen bonus. Give me that meat gain. Even though you have a pretty impressive innate meat gain going for us right now. Yo, what's up, Shockfire? Your wife's a StarCraft head? That's awesome. I have a couple friends that get back into it every so often. A couple friends that get back into it every so often, and like, it's one of their like nostalgia games that, you know, that really they spent a lot of time with and that really resonated with them back in the day, so I get it. 700 meat gained in that one. Pretty impressive. Most impressive. So I'm gonna say, give me the goods, if you could be so kind. Birth me a mouse. Birth me a mouse. Oh, here we go. Bam! I found a key. That's how you do it. I was wondering how you did it. I was wondering how you used the lamp here. I figured there had to be something. A pattern of symbols. You write down the symbols. It slowly dissipates. So you can't just use the lamp over and over again. Back down to normal. So that means... well, for one thing, I should do that. And then I should get the clicks leveled up. And I do the... Let's see, 25... We're a little bit shy on the 25,000 upgrade. 200, yeah, 25, not 2,000. Not 2,000, not 250,000, but 25,000. Let's see. So 20,000, I can afford my first, not spiders, but bug brutes. Oh wow, that was a huge jump too. Holy moly. Well, the shinies seem like they're also more generous. Like, did I see that wrong? Did I read that wrong rather? Like, what was the amount that jumped up? Once the shiny appears again, I'm gonna kind of clear my stuff real quick. 18,000 from a single click. That basically fills you up entirely. That's crazy. So while that's kind of recharging, use the key. Never been in here before. What lays in this area? Spam the towers. There you go, man. There you go. So there are symbols. There are, or maybe not symbols. There's things we can place here, but we know there were symbols on the key itself. There were symbols on the key itself. Simple mirror. But is it really that simple? Is it really that simple? There's definitely some mystery about this room. The small face in the corner and the chains on the wall are very curious. Now, what if I do this? First and foremost, again, might as well get things spent and get myself as resourcified as possible. Just believe I'm gonna watch for more shinies. That is such a nifty, huge jump forward, because what used to be a 2,000 gain is now an 18,000 gain. And I'm guessing that's because that's technically a clickable resource gain. I wouldn't have expected those to level up in that same way. But I'm guessing that's what's going on, is that is also got the same multiplication benefit that just typical clicking like this one is giving us. I'm actually going to go a little bit more. Again, it basically just fills you up. Just do this. Boink. Fill me up fully and completely. And then level up my guy. There we go. One thing I'm kind of curious about. I got back to the camp. I use the meats, darken the space, and then go here. Anything happen? Nothing happened. What if I investigate? Lamp's not going to do it. What if I use the lamp? Yeah, nothing. I was thinking maybe something would happen here. Look at the bad guys. There's still so many bad guys we've not seen. We've still only like barely begun to see the goofy shit that is in this game. By the way, there's the pattern we noted, and it's clearly Morse code. So if there was some kind of like pattern, some kind of rhythm, we could etch upon something or inscribe upon something or like some way to tap on something. I don't know, but that representation, or that notation rather, is how you usually represent Morse code in like written down form. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Warcraft 2 back in the day. No hotkeys though. Yeah, I actually never played 2 back in the day. I played 3, and again, I never played multiplayer, so I never like even had to give a shit about actions per minute and, you know, being a gamer. I was just playing the single player and just doing the story just because I like the single player campaign. But yeah, like I've seen what it looks like when the pros are in action, and it's a whole ass thing, man. It's a whole ass thing to admire and be terrified of, because watching the pros in their element in that game is something else entirely. It's wild. It's truly wild. But so that's why they're the pros. That's what separates the pros from the chumps. I'm of course referring to myself when it comes to being a chump, because I mean, I enjoy strategy games. I enjoy real-time strategy, but I am far from being anything even resembling a badass in that genre. Like some genres, I feel like I can fake it till I make it, but others not so much. I'm gonna wait till we hit a shiny. Gonna spend back for the shiny, spend more, and then we are heading back to the dungeon. Starting at floor 1, baby. Back to floor 1. Just gotta dive deeper. Yeah, I figured that once we get to floor 20, blaze it. Once we get to floor 20, then we'll see like the next nudge to encourage us into another strange and mysterious direction. Wonder how long it takes people to 100% this game. I do wonder. Because, you know, we are a few hours in, and we are starting to... I mean, I know we're nowhere near the depth of, like, how deep this goes. I truly have no idea how deep this all goes and how wild things are gonna get. But I feel like we're getting a reading Like, I feel like I have a bearing now on the iceberg. I feel like I have a sense for how deep this iceberg goes. Have I seen how deep it goes? Of course not. Of course I haven't. But I'm like, you know, you're peering into the abyss, you're peering down, you're going, this is a pretty deep one. It goes pretty damn deep, bro. It's pretty goddamn deep. Goddamn. Goddamn. So give me that next upgrade there. 25, so we can do the level 3 stuff. There we go, so max level. We just jumped to max level so much quicker than we ever did previously. We have 10 of the fellows of the little gems. So by 63,000, that's so crazy. Huge, man, huge. Big McLarge, huge. I can get a spider that much quicker. Of course, at 250,000 is when the amalgams and the rocks enter the picture. Hotkeys just make him... Yeah, hotkeys really do. Hotkeys really do make all the difference. I do not doubt that. I do not doubt that in the slightest. So, 1%... No, it's a 1,000 per sec. Wow, I see it. 1,000 per sec. Good titties. Good titties. That's crazy. That's crazy. I love that. That's such a huge jump forward. What a wild and crazy difference that makes. Yeah, you invest the numbers to get your numbers to do more numbers. It's such a caveman brain, unga bunga brain happy, but the results speak for themselves. They really, really do. Fucking bananas. Fucking bananas. Yeah, 1.2 thousand. Which is still, you know, slow in the grand scheme of things, but still, good fucking lord. I know the spider will jump up even better. That'll make it 1.5 thousand. 1.5 thousand per second. Boink. That is so wild. That is so wild. Bam. 1.5 thousand as I live and breathe. It's a thing of beauty. A thing of goddamn beauty. It really is. It is a shame it is getting late. I was saying earlier how I have to get up at a not even at like a responsible hour. I have to get up at like a fucking early ass hour for a family get together, which I'm looking forward to. It'll be a nice time. It'll be a nice time to get to hang out with the homies. Be visiting some family that are visiting from out of town. So, you know, that on its own will be a very pleasant thing. As much as I would like to stay up playing video games. 2 a.m. It's getting up there. It's getting up there. So we'll have to wrap it up pretty soon here. What I'll do is I'll set myself up so I'm ready to delve back down into the dungeon again. So, you know, get me some equipment upgrades, all that jazz. Maybe do another round or two with like clicking just long enough to get another shiny, like that one. And hire another bug root, obviously. Obviously, I'm just saying. I mean, we probably won't really be able to get this up to 1.2 or to 2.0. 2,000 gained. That's probably farther than what we can reasonably reach here. What I can do is go shopping. There we go. So 14, 14, 13, 13. Yeah, that's all pretty good. That's all pretty good. So I'll get that in the leggings. They call them leggings, more like greaves, but yes. Yeah, it's enough to get that juice up. So that way next time we go into the dungeon, we can really do some damage. Do some dammy dams. This game's really cool, though. I can see why it's been recommended to me. I can also see how it's maybe not for everybody. And I don't even mean, like, the weird, like, fucky, disturbing aesthetic. Like, I don't necessarily think that bothers people generally. I mean, it might be off-putting to some, but I mean, a lot of us embrace, like, the weird dungeon-y shit. Like, that's not a deal-breaker by any stretch. But the gameplay loop, especially the first time you become reborn and you go, oh, no, it reset me so much. It's like you feel like you lose so much. Like, you need someone to be like, no, trust me, bro. It's worth it. It is a worthwhile investment of your time and resources to seek that out. I promise, bro. I promise. Wink. Yeah, 1.62. It's getting there. I could see how someone might have their initial experience might feel a little, I don't know about this. It's one of those games where, you know, on Steam, you have 2 hours. You have 2 hours to play the game, and if you request a refund before the 2 hour mark, you will generally get it. You'll generally get the refund. If you request a refund before the 2 hour gameplay mark. And at 2 hours, you've probably gotten a feel for what the game's about. You've probably done a rebirth, maybe. Or maybe you've done a rebirth, maybe not. But you've probably done a rebirth at 2 hours. And that's about the point where you have to call it, like, all right, do I continue or do I refund? Because, again, it's not for everybody. But I would almost say hour 3 or hour 4 is where you start to go, like, that's where, like, you start to understand. You start to see into the Matrix a little bit. Do you, like, see through the Matrix? No, but you start to recognize the glowing numbers and letters. You know, you start to kind of see what's going on behind the scenes a little bit. And again, you kind of get that idea of how deep the iceberg goes. Do you see it? Do you grasp the iceberg depth? No, but you know there is a fuck ton more down there. And if you're like me, you are a little bit terrified, but also quite curious to see what awaits. So the curiosity can be a powerful and mysterious motivator. Powerful and mysterious. What I want to do is I want to get the upgrade click leveled up. So I kind of want to see what that looks like. Because right now we're at 2,000 while we're clicking. So while clicking, we're at 2,000 per second. And now, bam, now we're at still 2,000 while we're clicking, which is a little surprising. I guess that's the thing. I guess the click power upgrade isn't like a huge jump necessarily. But that sure is. Now it's 75,000. My God. That's also a measure for how interesting this game is and how fascinated I am by it. Because I'm having a hard time pulling myself away, goddamn. Having a hard time pulling myself away. What a weird ass and interesting ass game. Hive says it's time to pop out. No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm also wrapping up for the night, but very, very weird and fascinating little game. I see why people recommended it to me, and I'm flattered that people recommended it to me, because again, they know I love this weird shit, and this is some of that weird shit. But I, of course, say weird shit in a positive way. I definitely don't mean negative. It is good weird shit. Very good and very, very, very strangely satisfying. Strangely and oddly satisfying. You know, before I played what was it? Raise the Orb? All Hail the Orb? I think it was All Hail the Orb was the one I played about a week ago. Yeah, All Hail the Orb was the one I played about a week ago. Before I played that one, I've never really streamed an incremental game. Like a lot of us, I'd played like maybe browser games way, way back in the day that were incremental in their nature. Or maybe games that had like an incremental game sort of loop, but maybe had other genres that were more in the forefront. Because, you know, All Hail the Orb, that's like an incremental game, but also an idler, and also a colony manager, like dungeon manager game. Kind of real-time strategy RPG. It's kind of all over the place. This game is a little bit more focused on the incremental and idler game, but there's the dungeon exploring aspect. Dare I say there are roguelike elements to the dungeon exploring as well, so yeah, there's a lot going on that makes it so fascinating. And this game is like hard to describe, and for some of my friends it would be hard to recommend, but for others it's like, oh yeah, this is fucking weird. It's fucking weird, but like, bro, it might scratch an itch you didn't even know your brain had. It might scratch an itch deep into your cerebellum that you didn't even know could be scratched. You didn't even know that itch was there and that you wanted to be scratched. This might be a real deal maker. Deal maker, like which is to say something that will bring you a very unique amount of joy. But anyway, this was fun. This is fun, guys. It's fun to raid target. Hit the iceberg like the Titanic and then uninstall. Yeah, I mean, when I say iceberg, I mean like I'm of course referring to like the iceberg theory, or maybe an iceberg theory, but like the iceberg memes or iceberg pictures where it's like you see the tip of a fandom or a series or a like a movie series. This is a good example. You know, like the tip of the Star Wars series is the original 3 movies, the original late 70s, early 80s Star Wars movies. And then like the next kind of layer into the iceberg is you get the prequels. Another layer but below that is the sequel trilogy. Another layer below that is like the Clone Wars animated series. And then you get into Andor, and you get into the Han Solo movie and Rogue One, and like it like goes deeper. And then there's the expanded universe. There's the books, there's the graphic novels, there's the video games. Like there's so much. So that's kind of what I mean by iceberg. I mean just like the depth of something, whether it be a series of something, a game's lore, or a fandom, just all like the layers of the onion to peel back. Now, I appreciate you popping in, E-Man. I knew we are wrapping up for the night. I never did watch Pawn Stars back in the day, so they never watched Star Wars or Star Trek. They're both good. They're both quite different. I mean, they're both, space involved. You could say that they're both sci-fi, but the pros will tell you that Star Wars, they would go, actually, they would push up their glasses and say, technically, Star Wars is not sci-fi. Star Wars is more of a space opera, which might sound ridiculous because there's no singing, but just in like the way it's all presented to the audience, the sci-fi genre gatekeepers kind of turn their nose up at Star Wars a little bit, because Star Wars has a lot in common with like old-timey like westerns and like old, like real old, like sci-fi usually has like an element of usually kind of some realism going in there. And Star Trek has that. Star Trek gets into like very cerebral themes about what does this say about society? What does this say about human nature? That kind of thing. And there's some of that in Star Wars, but I feel like Star Wars' deeper themes are just more storytelling devices and less holding up a mirror to humanity like Star Trek does. And I don't know which I prefer. I like them both, and I like them both for very different reasons. But yeah, give credit. Yeah, credit. Star Trek. It's a shame because Star Wars is like such a popular thing, and it always will be. And I like Star Wars a lot. I'm not one to shit on that. And Star Trek in some ways will always play a little bit of second fiddle, I think, to Star Wars, because when people think space-themed sci-fi things, those are usually the two ones that pop up. And I think for a lot of us, the first thing we think of is Star Wars. But yeah, Star Trek is it's worth it for sure. I would say honestly, if someone's never watched Star Trek before, what would I recommend? I wouldn't recommend against the original Star Trek series, because the original is what started it all. But the original is a little bit harder to watch. It hasn't aged great, and I don't mean that it's like bad or like it does things that are offensive or like. No, I just mean like you see the wires, right? You see like the wires on like the monster, not literally, but well, sometimes literally. The effects are a little bit rough. The acting's a little bit hammy. Some of the writing is. I would say Next Generation. I would say Star Trek Next Generation has aged beautifully. I'm a big Sir Patrick Stewart. I'm a big Sir Patrick Stewart fan. Yeah. So Star Trek Next Generation is great, and I've yet to watch any of it, but I've heard that Deep Space Nine is also quite good. I've heard Deep Space Nine is very good. I know some folks like Voyager. Never really watched much Voyager back in the day, but yeah, Star Trek Next Generation, very good. Very good. Would you say Star Wars is for kids and Star Trek for adults? I'll say this much. Star Wars is easier to get into as a kid than Star Trek. I mean, I had friends that as kids really loved Star Trek, but Star Trek has some pretty cerebral themes that I think are harder for kids to really wrap their heads around. So I would say like, Star Trek runs deeper in some ways. The thing is though, like Star Wars, there's the whole canon. There's the whole like Star Wars canon that Star Trek has less of a focus on. Usually each episode is more or less self-contained, generally, but there's some variation there, obviously. Because Next Generation had their multi-part episodes, obviously. But yeah, Star Trek, you could watch an episode of something more bite-sized. Star Wars, like you can really dive into the lore, and that's very satisfying. So on the one hand, the themes of Star Trek go deeper, but Star Wars, like you could really lose yourself in like the expanded universe, and like the overall timeline is genuinely fascinating. So I would say it just depends. It depends on what you want and what kind of vibe you're going for. And really, what I would really say at the end of the day, I say watch both, because they're both incredible and both worth your time. Some might turn up their nose at that, say, Alex, the prequel movies are terrible, the sequel movies are terrible, or the original Star Trek series is terrible. Like, some folks might disagree with some of that, but I think overall they both have something that is worth it. They both bring something to the table that makes them worthwhile. Worth their while. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us, friends. We're going to find a raid target. I know it's late, and I stayed up later than I probably should have. And my Gracie is probably going to be like, you were up way too late to be getting up at 7 a.m. What the fuck is wrong with you? No, it's true. I stayed up maybe a little bit later than I should have, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm glad to play some games. It was good. It's a good stream. Good times. Good times, great oldies. Who is live right now? Voxivs is live. Haven't rated him in a while. Voxivs is live. Ooh, Sinskism. He's playing a game I'm going to be playing soon. Yes, I got a key for this game. This game looks really sick, and I got a key for it. I might check it out. I'm not exactly... I have an opportunity to get a review key for this game. And I haven't, like, clicked the yes button on it yet, but it did catch my eye. So watching Sinskism stream it might be perfect for my selfish gain. So that I can get a little sneak peek of what the game is all about and determine if I want to try it out. Because it looks pretty neat. Looks a little bit like, not quite F-Zero, but it looks kind of Star Wars Pod Racer. Speaking of Star Wars, reminds me of the Pod Racer game a little bit. Looks pretty neat. It's called Dart Racer. Looks interesting, and I am excited to check it out while Sinskism is streaming it. Sinskism is a friend of ours that does, like me, a lot of variety content, plays a wide variety of games. Really cool dude, plays, again, a huge variety of stuff, and we tend to enjoy the same kinds of games. So generally, if he's enjoying something, it's probably something I would enjoy too. He's a nice lad, and he actually rated us just a couple days ago, which is pretty cool. By the way, there's my Linktree page. It has all of my links in one convenient, easy-to-access location. So if you would like to follow me on other places, you're welcome to do so. I do have a presence on lots of other social media places, so things like Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook. I'm in all those places, and I try to have something of a respectable presence there. Speaking of having a presence in other places, I'm live right now on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube, and I'm live on Facebook, but the big one is that I'm, of course, live on Twitch. Twitch is my main platform and has been for a long time, so you're welcome to follow me and watch on any of those places, but Twitch is the main one. I recommend Twitch generally just because that's where most of our viewers and followers are, so if you're watching on Twitch, you're getting the closest to the source stream experience and the most interactive experience, as it were. But, I mean, I'm not picky. I'm happy to have you watch anywhere you want to, but Twitch is the main one. By the way, that Linktree page has a link to my Discord server. It's the best way to keep up with myself and others inside the community outside of the usual streams, but also we do giveaways every so often. And we'll be doing some this coming Friday. So we didn't do any yesterday, but we'll be doing some this Friday. We'll have a couple keys for a game called Rune Dice to give away, and I think we'll also have some keys for Scale the Depths as well, a cool game we played 2 days ago. I'll be playing a little bit more of that this week. So yeah, so Rune Dice and Scale the Depths will most likely have giveaway keys for both of those, and that is exciting. The Discord server is where you can enter in to participate in those raffles. I'll be setting up the raffles for Rune Dice tonight, which is to say where you can like enter into the raffles. I'm gonna wait on the Scale the Depths giveaways because I want to make sure I have the keys in hand. I don't want to overpromise because there's always the chance they could run out of those giveaway keys before I can claim them. So we'll see. But I would say if the chances are good, we'll have something this Friday, and the Discord server will have more info on how to join in on those giveaways to participate in those raffles. That is. Everyone have a great night. I'm going to see you over in Sinskism's stream as he plays this cool game. Dart Race looks pretty sick. I will see you guys there. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us, friends. Thank you again to Rhinotriclops for the raid, and to Soapy Shark for your raid as well. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, we got Duder Dad in the house as well, man. Always a pleasure. Duder Dad, appreciate you popping in, man. You have a great night, bud. I'll see you around. Everyone have a great night, and I should be back tomorrow. Stream tomorrow will be starting late, but we should still be able to do something, so we'll probably still have some multiplayer stuff with the friends, but make sure you watch Alias and Shake and Krath when they're doing their streams tomorrow during the day, because they'll start a lot earlier than I am, and they'll be doing some other fun stuff with some friends of ours while waiting for my stuff to wrap up. So make sure you watch the homies, Alias Bot and Shake the Box and Krath Plays, because, yeah, we'll be playing games with them later in the evening, but they'll be doing stuff earlier as well. So that's good. That's good stuff. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with his friends. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.